he's like he's a rabid bull, right? They let him out and he just goes and gets what needs to be done. A blunt object in a way that he can go in first, he can get the opening frags, find those entries. But he's been having a lot of information impact, especially on Dust 2, playing towards that long position, locking it down almost single-handedly and making very good information plays. And if this plays out like a lot of the other G2 vetoes, we'll be seeing Dust 2 come in early, and it's a must-win for the French.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a little bit of a wild card as well, right? It's a guy that we didn't really see much of in the beginning of the G2 lineup. The same goes on for Lucky, I'd say. Those two didn't have the best start into their careers of G2, but they definitely have stepped it up as of lately. Especially, as you said, this tournament, Jax and Lucky have played the best we ever seen them play in G2, and that's what they need in this final. And I do agree with you. Him and his information play, and also in the pistol rounds, he's been very productive. So he needs to step it up a touch more.
Well, I'm going to need everyone at home to step it up. If you don't speak French, it's time to check your reading comprehension. We do have that of an interview with Jax prior to this grand final.
Contrairement où j'ai percé très tard, je suis arrivé à la compétition sur Counter-Strike 1.6 à l'âge de 13 ans. Et de fil en aiguille, j'ai fait des équipes. J'ai eu des propositions pour... j'avais des opportunités d'arriver plus vite au niveau que je suis, mais j'ai toujours eu confiance en mes projets. Ce qui a été difficile, c'est que ma mère m'a toujours supporté dans tous les domaines de ma vie, sauf dans Counter-Strike. Donc il fallait que je parte de ma bulle familiale et que je me focus vraiment sur le jeu. D'abord 1 an sur Lyon et ensuite 1 an sur Toulouse avec des coéquipiers justement pour me consacrer et vraiment faire vouloir ce que je fais, quoi. Bah, les avantages, on va dire que c'est la maturité, l'expérience que malgré les petites compétitions que j'ai faites, j'ai quand même fait pas mal de compétitions offline qui m'ont permis de savoir gérer ma pression. Et de désavantages, je sais pas, j'ai 26 ans mais j'ai toujours de très bons réflexes, je suis là, quoi. C'est comme faire un tour du monde, tu prends des expériences de vie, forcément ça t'assagit avec le temps, ça te donne de l'expérience, ça te construit ta propre personne et au final tu sais qui tu es et tu sais où tu veux aller.
That's right, G2 Esports, the hometown heroes here, and the numbers are going to tell a story, one to be remembered as we start to look towards this best of 5. But we need to highlight over here on the Liquid side of things. We need to touch on the fact that we have 5 stars, but we can really only talk about one. And so I'm going to go with Ellie Giggle himself.
Oh, that's a fair one to go with, bringing out the old Krieg and making it work on that Vertigo game to get across the line against Astralis. He's been going absolutely huge, but I think everybody on this team has found impact. Twist, you know, he's been able to come up with some massive clutches. You got Naf, he comes in when they need to close games. Stewie on the entry frags. Nitro doing a fantastic job calling, in-game leading, getting it all done, being the captain of this team on the AWP primarily. He's been looking solid. They've just been, well, even though they've had their worries, they've been looking good.
Yeah, they've been looking good, but now does the veto look good? For either of these teams, this is where the initial battle is going to start within the veto phase. Remember, we're playing 5 maps, not 3, not 1, 5 maps. A best of 5 on the cards. This could go over in 3, but where are we playing?
The most important part of this is for G2 to be the team selecting the first map, and that looks like how this one's going to turn on out. And the reason I say that is because they're going to need to choose Dust 2 and Nuke as the first and third map in any order, right? Those are the 2 potential weak points for Liquid in this one. I'm assuming we're going to see an Overpass pick come out because on Monday, the maps that they played on was Overpass Liquid's choice. And then when G2 had the option, they picked Nuke. So G2 are really backing themselves in, and this would play into the momentum that they were talking about.
And I like this pick from Liquid to start on the T side. First game of the day, really kind of get the juices flowing. It's a grand final, and it's on Dust 2. Sometimes that works out for a team.
Sometimes that works out. You get to control the pace. You get to set the pace. So if Liquid want to start out slow, they can start out slow. If they want to start out by playing fired up Counter-Strike, they can do that. You don't necessarily agree, Chad?
No, because I think Liquid, even though they have all the strategies that they possibly need, the thing with G2 is what we've seen in the tournament is they've done a fantastic job at defending against mid to Bs. They've been doing a fantastic job at defending against the A execute with all the smokes and flashes. Kenny dodges around them very well. We're going to have Vertigo coming in as a 5th, but that means we have to get that far, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't a best of 3. All those maps you see from Dust 2 down to Vertigo have to be played. That's a gauntlet to run right here. And look, it's going to be a very tough task.
Yeah, I mean, that's just to say the least, Chad. I don't know if you're on the same page, but my goodness, this map so far, Dust 2, the first one on our plate, How's this one going to go down?
Well, while I agree with what you said, Chad, G2 have looked very solid on their Dust 2 so far in the tournament. It is still up to Liquid how they want to approach it. Whatever they play fast, whatever they play slow. And I think Liquid have, as you said, they have a lot of tools in that toolbox. Because Liquid is, to me, a very well-rounded team. And I think that goes for G2 as well. But in particular, for Liquid, right? They can play slow. They can play fast. They can put down the strats. They can let Stewie on a leash, go out, haunt the Introfex and just play like that. They have so many strings to play off that I think G2 will have to worry about a lot of different stuff. And I'm not sure they're ready for that.
Yeah, I can understand that perspective. Some of the highlights I think to look at from this G2 team that we've been talking about throughout the week is Amanek, or the best spawn in that long play where they just basically beeline it towards pit. I was watching a couple of the demos of Liquid and they can deal with that very easily. They don't throw their Molotovs into the hut, they throw it in front of it to make it so the push, they're taking a lot of damage. So that's something for the casters to look for when this Dust 2 game goes down.
Yeah, and we're going to look to get it started here sooner rather than later. And I think that time is just about right now, Montpellier. I need you to make a little bit of noise because it's time for a grand final.
Bonjour à tous, faites du bruit Montpellier! This is it! We are at the end of this long journey of the EPL Season 9 final. It's gonna happen today on stage. And as you can see up there, there were the previous teams who've won previous seasons. You could see G2, but you couldn't see Team Liquid. Will they make it? We're gonna see this right now. You've seen as well there in the video, we announced that the next season is going to be the 10th and it's going to be back in Denmark. I hope you're going to be there. We're really excited about this. Without further ado, I know you're all waiting for this moment. I know. Are you here, Montpellier? For me, this final is like David versus Goliath. You have the big Goliath. You have Team Liquid, they are the #1 team right now. You can't compete, they did everything. They've beaten Astralis and they will play against the David. They were not challenger, they were outsider. Nobody could expect them to be here right now, competing for France. G2 will be here. Make some noise for them, please. Montpellier, one last time. Are you ready? It's time for the grand final.
I think in the server, we're just going for blood, we're going for throws. We know when we're up here, teams are going to start studying you and they know what you do. It's going to be a lot harder, it's going to be a tougher road.
It's all about keeping the right mindset, and no one got here being lucky. For sure, we're gonna do our best with the trophy because that's the main objective.
Please welcome your first team, Team Liquid! Look at those monsters! You will see Twitz, Elige, Nitro, Stewie 2K, Naf, and Aiden. This is the #1 team in the world right now. You can't contest that. They are the best. They've proved it. We'll have to watch after Elige and Stewie 2K. They were massive there is in these tournaments. Please, big applause, please, for Team Liquid! Oh, come on, France, come on. Come on. Okay, it's time for your champion. Please welcome G2! Cette équipe qui vient de loin, menée par Kenyes le monstre, Amanek, Shox, Jax, Lucky et le coach Malek. C'est une équipe incroyable qu'on a sur cette scène. Entre expérience et la fougue de ces jeunes joueurs, ils ont tout à gagner sur cette scène. La différence à chaque fois, ça a été ce public. Vous les avez tenus à chaque fois, vous les avez encouragés, ils seront comme vous. Please, France, make some noise for this grand final!
A grand final set. The stage is there. The players are all here in what will certainly be a magnificent affair.
Yeah, look, 3 key elements on this side of G2 for their CT side need to step on up. Amanek anchoring the B bomb site, Jax with those plays we spoke about earlier over towards Long, and then Kenny still getting it done with the AWP. Kenny has been the MVP of a Pro League season before, Season 5, where they beat North in the final. Shox was there. They lifted the trophy. They've done it once. Can they do it again? Because that is the type of form we need to see here today.
I've been trying to dig into Team Liquid and trying to find a weakness within this lineup, and it is tough. They're doing everything pretty well, apart from one thing, and that is the pistol rounds. You can argue that they're not as significant anymore due to the economy changes, but they still play a big role of getting off to a good start in Counter-Strike. So far in this tournament, they are the second worst team at winning those. Only won 10 out of 26, only outdone by Cloud9, who, let's be honest, are not a great team right now. So that's a big problem for Liquid, and that's where G2 need to take advantage.
Yeah, being outdone by Cloud9 is not words that are uttered very often these days.
Yeah, not something that people talk about too much anymore. But yeah, look, if they want to stop that momentum of G2, then grabbing those pistol rounds would be a fantastic way to be going about that, right? That's a way to stop them in their tracks before they can even get started. But I think, you know, when you look at the way that Team Liquid play themselves across this map, they have so many solutions to everything. I mentioned before, they're in my opinion, they're the hardest working team in CSGO right now. I watch back their demos. Every smoke that comes in, they know a boost to get around it. They're ready to flash for each other on their CT sides. They're never getting caught with their pants down. We're going to need some of those individuals like Jax to step on up like he did on Train versus FaZe, you know, with those opening deagle kills. Those kind of plays are going to be absolutely essential right now if G2 want to take this. And map 1, they have to take this if they want any chance in this series, because I can't see too many other maps in the pool where they can have a chance.
Yeah, I think you're completely onto something there. With Liquid starting on their T side on Dust 2, this is where they need to come out here and make a statement play. This is where they need to come out and kind of give Liquid a little bit of the business. They need to be in their face, aggressive, and not really giving up any of that ground. You cannot let Liquid dictate the pace this early on, especially in a best of 5.
And I think what you said right there, Trace, that's a key word. Being aggressive, being assertive, being a team that wants to win. Play to win instead of play not to lose. I think that's the biggest task here for G2. It is going to be a big problem for them. They're probably not going to have the biggest confidence in winning this best of 5, but if they believe in it and if they can play with that aggressiveness and they can play with the confidence we've seen so far in the tournament, I believe G2 stand a chance to take the first map off Liquid.
I don't know how much you guys have been on Twitter today, but Stewie made a bit of a tweet at Stewie, and then Stewie tweeted back, but we might see an AWP battle over towards that B bomb site. Stewie does the AWPing duties for the CT side of Liquid over there, and Kenny was linking some of the flicks that he's been having. So if they go toe-to-toe, that's the flair that we need to see, and that's the fire that we need coming out here. But this is a best of 5, right? And Liquid have been here many times. This G2 roster, we need to talk about this. You saw that interview with Jax before. He's a mature underage player coming into a team late. They don't have the experience of a grand final stage. They don't have the experience of being in front of the audience. So right now, it's not about being able to find that experience. It's about riding the wave of momentum that they have and the passion that they've been playing this tournament with. There's no way that you can just, dial in immediately. You need to just roll with the punches, not get flustered, and stay calm in the other big matches they've had in this tournament thus far.
There's no doubt that the experience Liquid have playing in these best of 5 scenarios is a good thing for them. But we have seen Liquid struggle in best of 5s. We have seen struggle in finals before, and that's a problem for Liquid. Whereas for G2, you said it yourself, they don't have any experience, and neither do they have any expectations to win this one. And playing against a team who don't expect anything, I think that's a problem for Liquid.
But they do have an arena full of French fans to let down here. So whether that weighs on their heart, that could be one question to come into play here, because G2 have been very emotional as a team, right? We've seen Kenny as an individual over all these years. He pours his heart and soul into this. So this can work as a double-edged sword. If it gets the better of the younger players, that's a problem. We know Shox and Kenny can do it, but can the other three step up? Because they have been integral for them getting to this point.
That's absolutely true, and this is a game that is a statement game for both of these teams in different ways. Yes, Astralis have fallen to the wayside to Liquid, but also still so close to grabbing that Intel Grand Slam, still so close to pushing the boundaries of everything that is expectations for North American Counter-Strike. They continuously do it. Meanwhile, for G2, this is where they get to make their statement in front of their home crowd.
In front of their home crowd, the players as well. Let's talk about some of them. Amanek, I think he's going to be a key factor as well for G2. He's had a decent tournament so far, not necessarily the best. He's having a lot of impact as an entry fragger, and he's going up against who I believe is the best entry fragger right now of the game, Stu2K.
Ooh, okay.
So that's going to be a great duel. I think both of them have shown off, great stuff so far, but it has to be a duel between Amanek and Stu2K.
And it has to start right now. Dust2 is here, G2 and Liquid both seated and ready to go, just like our commentators. Let's kick this one off in style, France. Let's give it over to Anders and Moses for the first map of the series.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much to the desk. We're ready with the game here. It's going to be G2 and Team Liquid. A best of 5 grand finals here.
It's an absolute marathon, and that's going to test the limits, especially if we can make it to the later stages. If G2 can make it to those later stages, Kenny, yes, he did this yesterday. Liquid will be aware if they watch the demo. Needs to fall back, though, takes a bit of damage, and actually, that one hurts. Down to about 54 health. But pretty slow pace from Liquid altogether, just looking for that mid-push. Nitro just throwing that Xbox smoke as well.
Yeah, actually it's for CT spawn, I think.
Ooh.
So they might want to B-split this really quickly, which is going to be a huge problem with Jax. There to take down Twist. The fact that they're even on Catwalk, that's an issue if you want to go for that kind of a B-split. They're going to try and do it anyway. I don't know about this one for Team Liquid. Amanek shutting down Napa now. They're going to try and see if they can make their way up middle, but they have been completely red right now. I think G2 know exactly what's coming. They're going to be running in through the window, through the door as well. Shock's going to be taking down a kill. And now the backup is here. Oh my god, that was a very, very quick flick coming out of Kenny early on. Man, they picked the wrong time to go for that strat, Liquid.
Yeah, they were red every step of the way. That was beautifully done from G2. Jax, an immediate shot. They just lost way too many players before even getting run their strategy. So well played from the G2 defense. And the desk mentioned it, Liquid, not been great from what we've seen, at least in these playoffs on pistol rounds. They have not been effective. Where they have been effective is the force buys, the half buys that come out when the economy is low. 1-0 for G2, and that's the best start you can hope for. And there's Lucky, headshot onto Stewie.
A good beginning for the home crowd is obviously, or for the home team, is what they need. And I think Chad is right as well. The fact that they need to win Dust2 itself, that's a little bit of pressure, because the best of 5, obviously a bit of a marathon game, but you really don't want to be in a position where the first map has this much weight. And I absolutely agree that it does. So they need the start. They need to make this work all the way through.
It's the younger players on G2 that have to be a factor. When they played their series for the ESL Cologne qualifier, all 3 of the players, Jax, Amanek, and Lucky, were negative kill-death ratio. Negative 5-ish all around there. They need to be able to step up. We've seen the big games out of Jax at this event. We saw the big game from Amanek yesterday to close out the series against NRG. They're going to need that kind of output from the new players if they want a chance across any of these maps. AKs and Krieg coming out for the Team Liquid side.
Oh, the crowd is really fired up today. I saw a couple of brave people down there with an American flag. They did get booed, but at the same time,
That's fair play. We're in
Yeah,
their
it
house,
is.
baby. Stewie, gonna get down mid quick. Plenty of presence on Catwalk and Shox close left. He used this earlier against FaZe to deny the fast mid play. He can also pounce and get aggressive if there is contact in middle.
They had that really early long smoke on the Liquid side. I don't know if they were just listening for grenades, but all they've been doing is pretty much this, just peeking it out. Although Elige will be able to take down Jax. That's a good way to start this round.
Hasn't forced back the defense, though. Lucky's still here on catwalk. Shox is still by double doors. He still hasn't moved out of this corner. Stewie just waiting for any information, any sound. And Elige going to rotate back towards long. So Liquid going to aggress upon the A bomb site from long A, and Stewie's going to turn into a lurk. He's going to turn into a late flank on catwalk if needed. The hard part is, if he does try and flank catwalk, that's exactly what Almanac and Shox are trying to prevent, and they should be successful in this position.
They are set up in a good position for it. There come the smokes for the cross. Kenny, counter Molotov out, about 40 seconds on the clock, and that smoke up there is going to make life really miserable for them. Kenny actually drop that grenade right down. It does a little bit, not nearly as much as it was looking like. He's going to get the kill anyway. Does get returned. Still a 1-on-3 as Naf picks up 2 big headshots there, or at least one of them was. Lucky now, and he's not even going to get a chance. Naf with the triple. If he could have got that kill, that 1-on-1 would have been pretty doable for Lucky, but Naf, that's a dangerous round.
Yeah, that really was a dangerous round, but it's good trading as well. I mean, the fight's coming through the smoke, just jumping. G2 trying to make something happen. I think we'll see this a lot. G2, from what I saw yesterday, early in these playoffs on this map, they like to get aggressive into the bomb site and try and swing wide when teams are crossing. They don't like to just sit back on catwalk and sit back in the boxes. They want to flash, they want to smoke, they want to create an awkward situation to try and take the A bomb site from long for the terrorist team. And they will be in Liquid's face all throughout those executes. AWP on Kenny S. He's got that in the A bomb site, peering towards catwalk. He's not going to have contact anytime soon. He's got a 21-5 opening kill ratio on this map throughout this event.
That is crazy. That would, if he can continue that right now, that would be something.
It's plays like what he just made. That push up to get that off angle on catwalk. He's dropped away from it. He's going to come support long. Jax is here behind the smoke, but this time it's only one Liquid player. It's only Naf. And much like Stewie in middle, Naf is kind of the lurker in this situation, looking for the aggressive push.
Yeah, but being boosted up in that corner, though, it's very hard to peek. If you're Jax coming, if you decide to turn this corner as Jax, you're doing it because you think, well, they're not coming anyway. And it's kind of hard to be looking for that. Might be jumping down, though. See if Naf is going to be... Yeah, he's going to be vacating that part of the map. Look at the push in top of Dark, though. Nitro, he could have got caught. He probably should have got caught then. Does he want to go for it again? This could be giving up a lot. In fact, Shox is going to have the perfect timing now. They're out in the middle, but Lucky's going to be there with the AWP shutting down Stewie. The smoke is up, but that kill for Lucky is so massive now. 30 seconds on the clock, and he's going to have a couple of more bullets left. He didn't go for the reload. That's the bomb drop. Then Shox is in the corner to take down Naf. I don't know, that whole round was on such an edge. That fight, especially the second fight in Upper Dark, that made the whole difference.
I like the response from Team Liquid, though, getting out middle. The problem is Lucky, obviously, with a couple of kills. Even if he goes down, even if it gets traded, he bought enough time for Shox to get back into the bomb site, and you could see Liquid wasn't expecting that whatsoever. So a 3-1 scoreline for G2 off the back of this brilliant play from Lucky. And here I think Elige just maybe blocked by the smoke, blocked by the Molotov, just couldn't get vision. He does a spectacular job. There's your young players delivering 7-1 on Lucky to start this game out.
All right. Trying to trace him for the smoke. Don't really want to overcommit to this. There are quite a few people coming at all. I guess a random headshot for the smoke will do in a pinch.
Will do just fine. Some more action for Jax, and he's keeping up the aggression. Kenny as well is a little bit damaged, but with the AWP, shouldn't be too much danger. Worried about catwalk. But yeah. Here he can peek, he can take whatever fight he wants down into the pit against those pistols. That flick up doesn't land, but it's just a matter of time. So the idea of maybe starting on the T side to kind of set the pace, I think G2's kind of taking that out of them. We've seen it a number of times. They enjoy being aggressive on the CT side. They will go find information, as we saw the push in towards Upper Dark in that previous round.
And I think that is... It's actually such a good feel for G2 that they're able to do it early on against Liquid. Because I could understand if you're a little bit intimidated trying to play that style against a team like Liquid. That could definitely get you essentially smacked down. So they've tried to do it anyway. It has worked out. Now they're ahead, a little bit at least. Give us a taste, Moses. How much ahead do they need to be G2 before they start feeling real comfortable? On the first half, let's just say like a good first half score for them.
It's the best team in the world. There's no such thing as a good first half score. You don't feel comfortable at all until you get to 16.
They've got to be in the grave.
Yeah, if you start feeling comfortable, Liquid will make that comeback on you. So G2's got to be careful. That's a beautiful nade. The follow-up Molotov as well. Gonna burn Twist down to 40, a little extra damage. But this is the same setup as the previous round. Naf boosted up. Although with that damage from the utility, not sure it's quite worth it.
I want to say that there were some games that we've seen out of G2 where Jax or Lucky, oh, that's a flashbang and a half. When scoped up, Kenny just can't see that coming.
No, not at all. That's he likes taking that angle as well. I think Liquid will go back to that a couple times throughout this half.
I'm pretty sure they have G2 try to push up long, so maybe that's why they keep going for that boost out there. Just saying, you know what, that's one thing we learned about how you guys like to play this map defensively, is actually to push long, so if you go for it, we're going to have just one person there.
Well, remember, Jax did it, twice yesterday in their series? He did it a number of times, so obviously going to be boosted maybe until he spots it just once. There's no defense at this bomb site. I don't know what G2 does. They have the chance to pick up the AWP and just bail out and save. All depends on what Jax can create from pit. But Liquid have to know that it's a long setup, so I don't know if we'll get too much peeking, although Elijah's walking up. He should be just a free kill.
I don't want to lose anyone else now. That would be kind of devastating if Nitro went down. They're waiting for that long push, and they've really been waiting for a long time. Such a lot of patience on Naf down there. Twist to pick up the headshot, and now Naf starting to turn the corner. He wants to take them out and just not let them save anything. Jack's going to pick up a kill, but Naf put into play. Easy tap, and somehow still a turnaround. Amanek going to be picking up a kill, and he's got the Molotov as well. Stewie has to fight it. He has to go into the fire, and turning around with the defuse kit as well. What an unbelievable retake coming out here from G2.
Yeah, that really is. That second kill, Naf should have had that. He's going to be frustrated that he didn't get both of those frags. It was played perfectly up until that point. As soon as he transitions over to find the second player, disappears behind the wall. That is a stellar retake. I said the young guys had to deliver. They've had a few big rounds. Jax with the opening kills on the pistol. Amanek here with his retake and clutch. Lucky's 9-2. Everything's going well for G2. 5-1, or 5-1.
That is absolutely huge. And you're right, Naf played everything there perfectly. It's just that the guy was standing in the corner. Oh, okay, well, Jax finding a lot of goodwill with that spray through the smoke. And just going to be transferring on down the middle. No access at all for Stewie.
Shox and Amanek do a really good job of working together at that B bomb site, and they'll go check mid together, and you can see they find that kill, split things up, make sure everything's covered in a 5-on-2. Liquid are getting absolutely destroyed right now. They know they're heavy favorites. Best team in the world, but G2's got their number for the moment. And now, if you're these two players, Twist and Naf, you're heading into the AWP of Kenny S. There's the first kill for him. Gonna hide for the moment. Twist's gonna slide out. Spots Jax over at the car. Can't get the follow-up. Nice shot from Kenny. The 6th for G2.
Local crowd really, really loving it early on. Although, again, you really do want to make a distinction in your mind about playing best of 3 and best of 5 grand finals. I think even emotionally, like, if you're G2, I'm glad that they're hyped, and it's good to see that. Just remember, you could have to carry that on for the next 5 hours, you know?
Yeah, it is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
Here in the best of 5s. First time out taken by Team Liquid for good reason. They have gotten stumped everywhere they've gone. Jax just turning right through the smoke, a sharp angle around the corner. And it's so hard to come back from a 3-on-5. Just pistols for the North American offense as Deagles and P250 picked up.
3 people over 180 are there on G2. It's early on, but still, that's a good baseline, let's say.
No, but remember the Death said, picking T-side first match of the day, you get to dictate the pace, you get to set the pace, kind of set the tone of what this game is going to be like and how you want to attack these bomb sites. Well, G2's ripped that away from them. That's no longer an advantage at this point.
That is so many grenades thrown into Longhouse, and Stewie's there sort of listening to all of that. And you know they're going to have the money to probably to buy them again unless you do a lot of damage with the pistols here. So that kind of takes the idea of having a really fast long push. Or it doesn't take it away. It makes it really risky. What do you want to do then? If you go catwalk instead, you're probably going to run to Kenny's AWP.
Yeah, it's not an easy option. The real tough part is that so much has been shut down. The only round that Team Liquid has won was that third round when G2 still had SMGs. They've shut down mid to B split even late in the round. Now a chance to shut down an A hit, although this time it is with pistols. Naf has dropped into the smoke. He's got that kill on Lucky. And with that frag, there's no one to keep space. Naf now gets taken down by Shox. Bomb will get planted. I just don't know how you hold on to this. Only Deagles, it's going to have to be some incredible shots.
Yeah, we need a couple of miracles at least, and Kenny gonna take away Elige. That leaves just Twist and Nitro with the Deagle. Oh, actually, Stewie gonna pick up one. A little bit of a tag coming in. He's got the space for it. He's gonna get the headshot, but he's also alone against three, and they're all gonna run him down. I don't know, a moment of potential panic there for G2.
Not really panic, but yeah, there was an idea of danger from Liquid if some of those Deagle shots early on had connected. It's still 7-1. The plant's going to help. A couple kills for the Liquid side. Money isn't spectacular on G2 despite the lead. This shot was gross. AWP on Stewie.
Well, let's just see. Oh, walking in front of each other in T-spawn. Should make a big difference here. They're going to be very, very quick up the catwalk. In fact, Lucky, he's kind of looking for it. Oh, is he going to put in the grenade? I don't know. Seemed like he had the idea that it could be there.
I think you called it. I think Liquid counting the number of grenades that went in towards that long cave, they just said, why would we even want to mess with that? Let's just go get catwalk control. If that many nades are coming out, it's at least 2 players. So we can at least get to the stairs. Question is, what can they do with it from here?
Look at the setup in B if you try and peek that. If you're coming in from the T-side tunnel, that's just not going to end well, is it? Flashbang will do something, but if you just try to peek it, that would not be cool. Bomb outside of long, and after putting in that smoke there, Nitro's going to be going away, so he's gonna know that in like 5 seconds that smoke won't be there anymore, and yeah, they're going to have to hit this bomb site earlier than that.
Well, gonna give it a shot. Jax is at the long corner, Kenny S on the cross. You can see the rotation as Kenny comes over towards long. They want to hold on to this part of the map, and that smoke is so brutal. That's going to hold things off. And I think Nitro or Naf, one of them is going to have to go through that.
Running the clock very low at the moment. Lucky's down there in CT spawn, and he has a Molotov, so let's see what happens if they try and plant for short instead, because they're not going to have many grenades left to try and put any kind of a fire out. Jax does get overwhelmed. Now it's on Kenny. He's the only one at the bomb site right now. They dodged that first one. Oh, Deagle almost gets the double. And Lucky, yeah, he's not going to want to go for it. Waiting. I think he was trying to get there in time to help out, but as soon as Kenny goes down, yeah, I wouldn't blame them if they try to back on out. So Liquid going to be picking up a second round finally.
That's a very good hit, and that's nothing special. That's just literally just waiting for the smoke to clear and taking the fight. Jax caught a little off guard, it seemed. Just holding that angle, and obviously with the attack coming from catwalk and the attack coming from long, there's just nowhere for Kenny to go. He had to get aggressive on long and try and find an escape route. Shox made a call to save very early on, which is smart. Kenny's going to be able to rebuy the AWP.
It is funny, isn't it, how much that position at the long corner by the car changes from when you have a teammate in pit long and you don't. So like that, in one moment you're like, this is great because if they run out catwalk, I can get like sometimes 2-3 shots for free, and they can't really do much to punish me. But then as soon as you lose your teammate, and you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of nowhere and there's no coverage anywhere. I have to try and fight your way out. 7-2 though. And the money for G2, in spite of winning a fair few rounds, only really Amanek and Shox with anything in the bank.
Ooh, this is going to be fast up catwalk again, so they're going to get this, but it's even faster into B tunnels. This time, Shox and Amanek, they waste no time getting in. And they have so much information already, but unfortunately, there's still only 2 players on the A side of the map, and the amount we've seen Naf boosted up to watch for this exact push, not happening this time.
But there's a timer on this round with Shox, isn't there?
Well, he's going to at least kill Naf. You have to imagine that. There's no information that Shox has made this push happen. That's a big frag to get because they might lose one of this flank, so they need these kills. Anything that might prompt them to push the envelope in terms of the pacing.
Shox, when you have this much of an opportunity, you really don't want to mess it up. He's not going to be seeing him behind the door yet. Maybe the gun barrel, I'm not sure. There's an opportunity. Kenny, big kill on the other side to take down Elysia. Now Shox is going to be having to take that fight. He obviously wanted to wait the longest time possible, and he's going to, with the help of Jack, win the follow-up kill there against Naf. And that should shut it down. If they come out the middle, it's going to be Amanek waiting inside of the B-bomb site, and actually Kenny stopping the bomb.
This is what you need to do if you're the underdog and you're trying to win this. Look at how aggressive and dynamic they've been, and that's a creative push so fast. The unexpected. Team Liquid gets caught completely off guard. It's a big, big risk to make a double push like that so quickly into upper B tunnels, but you can see what happens when it pays off. And Liquid there, not a single person watching for that.
No, Liquid were trying quickly and were kind of quickly taking Catwalk again. Still trying to stay away from Long and all the grenades. That's gonna really hurt them. Kenny with 14 and 3 to begin with.
Team Liquid is averaging right around 2 kills per round. This is not a good start in any way. Obviously by the scoreline that's obvious, but just in terms of some of these rounds they haven't even been fighting for. G2 has been dominating them on this Dust 2 defense. And they haven't even brought the double op setup. They've relied on that so many times throughout this event. On Dust 2, they especially like it. They like being able to put an op in the B-bomb site and just be able to rotate fluidly at middle and back and forth. They haven't even had to switch into that yet.
Still a potential ace up the sleeve if they want it. It does change the the dynamic of the game a lot when you have to run into that on CT side Dust 2. This time pretty quick in the upper, pretty quick in the lower, in fact. Just maybe trying to catch anyone who was going to be down there. Let's see. Looks like they still want to go fairly quickly here. Flashback in. Lucky's no chance at all. That was really well done.
That's been the point of the map where they found their most opening kills. Remember, they got one just like that, a pop flash to blind Kenny when he was taking a very narrow angle, and they found an opening kill that way earlier in the half.
Not bad at all. Speaking of Kenny, gonna get flashed out of the corner. Does nearly fall. He almost doesn't make it back. They were trying to hunt him down. He would have had a little bit of backup there in Jax as well. But now with a 4-on-5, Liquid plenty of time. They're gonna be going out the middle, and it's gonna be Jax showing up with the AUG. Oh, why was the bomb being thrown?
He was dropping it to Nitro, Stewie with the AWP, so it's not a huge deal. It didn't distract anything, didn't cause him to get killed, but it does give away the game a little bit. They wanted that mid-B split, but it's a double. An awkward peek from G2, and Stewie, he gets the benefit. A little lucky in his favor, but Amanek still at the back of the bomb site. If they use a Molotov to flush him out, they would absolutely have to. I think the head has been spotted. Yeah, they knew it the whole time. And now Shox in CT spawn has a decision to make and how he escapes. Would love to find an AWP for Kenny. But it's going to be a third round for Team Liquid unless Shox can pull off some of his magic.
Yeah, almost would have to be some kind of a ninja defuse here, right? They're going to come and check, actually. They're looking for him, even though he's hiding fairly close to the bomb site. You could tell that Naf is kind of aware. Now they definitely know. Picking up the AWP would be great if he could make it out with that one. Drop it over to somebody. Maybe drop a gun to Lucky as well. Oh, but not going to happen. Liquid with a third round. And really well done. I mean, basic flash setup in the middle, obviously, Stewie. Anytime you could, just spend a single bullet. Worried about that carbon imprint, Moses. Being sure,
Yeah, he's being green. This was, I mean, it's a little bit lucky, right? It's almost like, yeah, it's great for that Liquid wins this, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck to go your way, but that's not a peak you're going to get too often. Kenny S and Jax both sliding out at the same time. There's a bit of miscommunication there. The nice thing for Team Liquid, that might actually be a 2-for-1. All depends if G2 is going to decide to go for a save. Amanek can actually drop a weapon over, so they might choose to force up. They're right on the edge. They've been smart with their money throughout this event, which is not always something we've been able to say about French teams. Their economic management hasn't always been the greatest historically. With this kind of a lead, they may think to preserve, but instead they go for it. Kenny with the AWP. AUGs are coming out. Some SMGs are back on the board as well.
that kind of economic thinking even dictated like a whole era of global offensive where it wasn't that people didn't know what they were doing, they actually just actively said, no, it's actually better if we just keep fighting. Like the French teams would do it intentionally, like the first 5 rounds. They'd say, we always just want to fight for the first 5 rounds, pretty much no matter what. And Kenny taking a fight out long, he is gonna just immediately evacuate. Doesn't want to stick around, although this is a bit of a dangerous position. He's ready to catch someone down the pit. He could have got caught then. And he did not have anyone backing him up either.
Well, this is a new spin on things because the defense for G2 is actually situated towards Catwalk. And look at this. They just give up the position. They're going to start pushing forward. Look at the theory here. Don't defend the bomb site. Just push up and find a way to flank. Jax is so aggressive at the base of Catwalk. And yeah, they're walking up long. Alicia's got to be careful, but Kenny S is covering him. And now this is so dangerous. There's going to be so many angles for this retake very, very quickly once this bomb gets planted. I don't know if Liquid will be able to read the timing because Jax is about to turn the corner right now. Stewie with that AWP, he's got to position himself, but there's nowhere to go. Liquid have to take control of long. This fight determines the round, and it's gone to Jax. I don't think there's a way for Liquid to get out of this. Twist's going to get aggressive. He does find that. Stewie's inside the site still, but there is 2 Molotovs.
Ooh, that somehow is not a kill on Kenny. And that's going to be a really big problem. Coming down and long again, another flank, even after they took out the first one. Stewie holding the line right here. It's a 2. Oh my God! I can't believe it! How did he take down Shox? Didn't even look like it was anywhere near him. Now he's got a bit of a chance. He actually does a little bit more damage. Now the pistol's out instead, and Lucky gonna try and run him down, but they can't make it. Stewie, what have you done?
That's so insane. That shot, that round should have gone to G2. They played that so well. They deserved it. And Stewie rips it right out of their hands. That one shot onto Shox is so unbelievable. The reaction speed. He probably can't believe it.
That's like that. I don't know what's happening. I just don't know.
Well, Kenny S did tweet him that clip of the of Kenny's flick yesterday on Dust 2 as well, so maybe Stewie trying to show off a little bit himself. Kenny S is 16-4.
Do you think Kenny meant it as, you know, a sort of intimidation and actually was just teaching instead?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
More like inspiration for Stewie.
Well, think about how much this changes the game now. This is such a turnaround. And now they have this AWP on Kenny. They're out of money. Liquid could suddenly have, I don't know if it's going to be a great first half, but it'll be fine. It'll be acceptable. No, you get this 5th round on the board, it's a completely open game.
That is a massive swing. What a beautiful clutch from Stewie. Lucky is pinned up against the smoke and the fire. Just a USP. And Stewie's going to be in lower B. They want to take this op away from Kenny S. They're tired of letting him save it. That would be a huge benefit if they could find it. And Kenny's so low, right around the door. Doesn't have a whole lot of places to move. Is going to push forward. Can't hit. Actually, does hit. Cannot kill Elige on the flick. Triple kill for Elige in the round. It's 5-8 as Liquid mount this comeback. 4 of the last 5 going in their favor.
Yep, a real turnaround here in the first half of the grand finals. And you kind of already alluded to them. You really can't let your foot off the gas here. If you're G2 before you win the map, like that's the point where you say, okay, we did it. Now we can focus on the second map. Anything before that, and well, this team being the best in the world, you know how much they're going to be fighting. Let's see. Timeout about to run down, and that is, I think, the last bit of cash that G2 are going to have here. Does actually mean maybe the long option will open up again.
Yeah, it'll. I mean, Liquid can now kind of start opening things up now that they have a momentum, some success to base things on of where they found success. They can start to adapt around that. Fast into upper B, and a lot of this is just playing around the AWP of Stewie. He's given it a lot of time early on to go to a position on the map. Look at this fast mid-B split. Oh, they almost just turned right into the AUG, but he's going to hold the angle. There's Kenny S. The smoke wasn't perfect. Elige finally takes him down. That puts so much pressure on Naf and Stewie in upper B, though. Elige is low HP, and he cannot be the point of attack. He's got to just watch for the flank. Molotov onto Almanek. It's burning him. He's going to burn alive. Now they have the entrance in, and now Elige's position gets powerful.
Yeah, this is not a perfect Molotov to be throwing at that point in time. Elige, one kill here in the middle would do it. Then they would probably be winning the round right away. G2, all of the money invested into this round, they need to make this work. Get out with that 10-5 and still maintain a pretty good lead. But they're not going to go check the middle. Instead, they're all going to try and retake it from the other side. And look at who's sneaking in from behind. Elige, even low on health. He wants to see that they win this round. Oh, the timing is just so good. Taking down Kenny and Lucky, and Jax has got nothing left. That's a high-level play from Elige.
It really is. You need to hard clear that early stages behind those doors in those lower tunnels if you want to prevent that from happening, or send a couple players on the flank. But he was just waiting so patiently for his teammates to call that utility is being used for the retake. It's a perfect flank. An even better Molotov into the upper B bomb site. Elige had to do so much this. Remember, he traded off the initial kill of Shox, who was just holding mid so well, or excuse me, Jax.
Well, that is going to take us to round number 15. End of the first half. Not the best weapons to fight with here for G2. Could still be done, of course, but maybe a trick. Jax? What's going on? He's just waiting for it, and Nitro so ready.
God.
Kenny, though, you don't like to see that.
No, you don't. Kenny did not expect that whatsoever. Nitro going to lead the way now. Team Liquid looking to end this half very strong. They've picked up the aggression level. They're no longer being slow-paced, taking control and just waiting for utility. They're actually been attacking the whole later stages of this first half. It's been 4 in a row. Liquid probably going to end on 5 in a row, and 6 of the last 7. Lucky is so desperate. He's not going to get anything done. It's just Omenek 1 versus 4. He's got the first kill, would have to have the ace. There's the first step. Still a long way to go. He has no kit as well, so time is a factor. And Naf is flanking from middle. That's going to be it. That's the first half of these grand finals on Dust 2. It's G2 leading Team Liquid 8-7. But Liquid is surging back. We're heading to a break, and then we'll have the second half.
Well, here we go. Second half going to be coming up. It's G2 and Team Liquid. Best of 5 grand finals. First half is done, and it looked like it was going to be just stellar for G2, and that hasn't turned out that way. Now Liquid are right back. This is a super open game. I think they're going to have to fight very hard for this now, G2.
Oh yeah, that first half really came up and creeped on them. It's what I mentioned. You can't ever kind of just go to sleep. You have to keep fighting the entire half. You mentioned what's a good score for G2, and it's like, well, Team Liquid's going to find a way to come back into this, and almost on the verge of tying it up. But these pistol rounds have been tough for them throughout this event. Twist going to get that first shot. He's sticking around going for more, but the P250 is so powerful. A great trade, and now the A bomb site is open. Stewie's going to creep in early.
Look at the choice made by Kenny, saying, actually, I don't want to fight for long. I want to hold middle, make sure no one's going to come catwalk. That's a lot of information to play off of. They know there's someone down in pit. Stewie sneaking in, silenced with a USP, running up with a headshot, and he's going to get one, but Kenny and Lucky, great with the returns. Naf is going to pick up one more, but that bomb is already ticking for quite a while now, and Kenny finding a hard time, and now he's alone down here. They do have a kit on a leash, but there's Naf defusing for 10 seconds. Kenny, can he make the jump? He's got pretty much one chance, and it almost happens. He is so low on health, Naf defusing that. That could have worked out.
Look at the margins in this round. If you rewatch that and you watch Stewie creep up along that wall, it's like a millisecond before he would have been spotted, before he would have been tagged, before he would not have been effective coming up that ramp. As it was, it still had to be an incredible shot. It still had to be a first one, and that's Naf as well. One of his own. He's got 20 HP when he hits that shot, and the follow-up fight as well. Beautiful work from Naf. He's 12-9. Having a pretty good game so far. He's up there with Elige at 12 and 11. Stewie's 10 and 11.
Yeah, and I mean, the ridiculous thing is it could even just be Naf warming up, for all we know. His level when we get up there is, again, really, really fun to watch.
I can't recall that we've had like one of the NAF rounds in this event so far.
No, not really.
We've had Twist. We've obviously had Stewie and Elige.
I don't know for sure, but it feels like sometimes watching him play specifically, it's like he's sort of feeling the game out, and when he knows that he's in the right zone, then he just starts to, then it's like he gains a bonus 25% extra performance for no reason. And it is a lot of fun to see. Now, they do have some rifles to work with here on the G2 side. They've been having the bombs around T-spawn pretty much the whole round, so I think they were actually hoping that Liquid would make a mistake, over-peek into one of these AKs or one of the scouts, and that has not happened, so... Now instead, timing is so good for Elige, and smoke means they can't even really chase him down. That's a pretty nice kill to get early on.
That's a very, very free kill. He's even going to back up along that ramp towards the A bomb site. As he saw them jumping up towards Catwalk, he knows the idea is to come towards this A site. They can still adjust. Although they don't have a smoke for a mid-B split. They can do the reverse one that we know they like doing, but they're just going to go for it. There's the all holding the angle, and Naf actually misses his opportunity, but he's got Twist and Pit, and he's got Elige at the railing as well. Molotov to force him into the open. That's great for the AKs. Flashbang into the sky, but Naf doesn't commit. He's got one. Elige going to stay alive here at this A bomb site as reinforcements come in, and now he pounces. That's beautifully done from Liquid. Great teamwork on the defense.
Really staying safe, and I think really... abusing the fact that G2 did not have a lot of grenades to force them out of these common positions, so they could just stay and fight at those headshot angles for a really long time. Amanek, time has run out, so really can't be going down, and he's just barely going to stay alive.
That was so close to being a disaster.
Still, 9-8. I think Elige with a triple in that round. Now, we said Naf haven't had some of those really mental games. Elige had.
Yeah.
Like, really.
That series that he had against Astralis is probably... I think it'd be hard to find a better series that he's played in his entire career.
Yeah, I really think that's true. It was wild as well, because even when they were getting beat up, he just didn't. He was like, no, I'm just going to continue.
9-8. Timeout from G2, although they cannot invest here. No bomb plant in that previous round, and need to just save up for the AK-47s. You obviously want to get Kenny S on the op. He's 18-9. He's having a phenomenal game. It's Shox and Amanek at the bottom. Kind of lagging behind a little bit. Nitro for Team Liquid as well with only 5 kills.
It'll be fun to see what G2 could do when they start to really pick up the rifles. Still a little bit early on to just explain or talk about how their T side is going to be here. There are, I mean, in a way, even though it's been played for such a long time, there still are a lot of options on Dust 2 that people can mess around with,
Well, even though it's been around a long time, I mean, the game, the way that this map is played, a lot of it is on those mid-round decisions because you can change your attack so easily and so fluidly. A lot of it is just about reading the rotations and what you have and kind of reacting. Shox is waiting to lurk in upper B. He's got armor and a deagle, and I'm assuming he's just going to try and catch someone off when that smoke clears as they rotate away. Maybe come in very late, but they have to have success.
Oh no.
That's not success. That's a team kill and a slaughter. And Shox is feeling very lonely. He's not going to get anything that he wants. 10-8, a 2-round lead for Team Liquid.
Do we dare call for a replay in front of the French crowd, Moses? You know, there could be some risk involved. I don't know.
It's 8 rounds in a row for Team Liquid now. They have grabbed complete control of this. 9 of the last 10.
Here we go. Amanek. Well. Who are you blaming that?
Not really a whole lot you can do there, is there?
Who's got the, who's going to be paying the insurance for this one?
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a tough call. Kenny not going to stand in the Molotov. Doesn't want to take the damage. Backs away quickly. Did want that shot. Almost had it.
I feel like if you're the guy pulling your vehicle in front of the other guy and then he bumps into you, it's your fault.
They've got to get out, though. They do have to get out of that choke point.
Okay, well, anybody working insurance, don't contact me. I don't want to know you. It's round number 19, and I don't know. I want to say it's the first real challenge, but at the same time, they do have that Mac 10. It's not the end of the world, but they're also missing some grenades. Still, let's call it a real chance here for G2. They need to shut this down for Liquid. You said 8 rounds in a row. That's too much. That's
way, way too much, especially considering they had in this game. They're going to feel like they've lost so many, and this is a pretty dirty offense. Although Kenny we saw him peek this just the other day. It was a really, really powerful peek. Twist is going to go right into it. He heard the footsteps, wanted to get involved in the action. That puts pressure on Nap. He's got to go forward, and he goes forward into that Mac 10, so it does work. Nitro, Stewie, and Elige away from the action. They're going to see if Elige can create anything on Catwalk. He's got the first headshot. Going to go for more. 3 flashbangs and 2 kits to work with for Team Liquid if they want to commit here.
There's a Molotov there, unlucky as well, and they have no smokes to put it out, so... Oh my god, that's another really great kill, Stewie. Some of these shots that they're hitting on the Liquid side are just so absurd, but they don't have the health really to take this fight. It is a bit of a bonus round for them. You saw that with the UMP with the FAMAS out on long, and I would say, even though Nitro is doing a fair bit of damage, it actually is going to help them out a lot. They're still not going to get close to winning this round. Holding long with a FAMAS is just not I wouldn't accept that job, Moses. Somebody called me, said, listen, we've got like we're sending in a resume. Or what am I going to be doing? You're going to be holding long with a FAMAS, like in the middle? I would not know.
Yeah, you're just out?
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of pay, like.
Twist does get some very difficult roles in this team, and I mean, he usually is equal to the task. That one's tough. Kenny, one of the best stoppers in the world, covering the corner.
But also I think he was hearing the footsteps of the players in front of Kenny. So in his mind, he's probably thinking, and maybe rightly so, if I wait, they're going to run me down. So I should peek them while they're running, and then... It might
have been something where he just didn't want to, there was going to be a flash around that corner, right?
Yeah,
there's no resistance. If they're running that fast, surely there's going to be a flash and just not wanting to wait for it. Either way, a good round from G2. They finally put a stop to it. Oh, Stewie's going to do the same thing, but you've got Almanac watching it. That's a great shot. Do they want to risk the second player? They do. That's Nitro. He sticks around very, very long, and now he might find an opening if he wants to continue pushing.
Yeah, but I think Amanek saw that. Did he? That would really be worth knowing, because if he did, then that's confirmation of 2 players. Maybe even the aggressive push is enough that he could maybe guess that there were going to be 2. Good grenade. Does a lot of damage there. Kenny, a little bit softened up already. Twist trying to see if he could find a gap between the fire and the smoke up here on the bomb site. They're getting very close. They're right in front. Nice return from Jax. Didn't actually see where that happened from, and now Twist is going to get the kill on him. So still a 3-on-3, plenty of time, but they had to get that kill. If Elige goes down, the bomb site's lost. That might not have been the flashiest kill, but probably that was one of the more weightier ones.
What a hold from Elige. That is an important triple kill. The main force of that attack gets stopped. I think Elige is actually the one who took out Kenny too, who was a huge point of danger for Twist.
Yeah.
Once he goes down, once that attack on the bomb site goes down, I mean, all you really have is the flank it long, and you have the player flanking CT spawn. So many people on the flanks, and there was nothing to distract the Liquid defenders. 21 kills on Elige to start out these grand finals.
Yeah, he wasn't satisfied with having sort of one of the best games of his career. He's like, why don't we make one of the best tournaments?
Maybe? Now he wants that MVP.
Well, he's really the top candidate right now, isn't he, Moses?
Him and Kenny. you have to imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If G2 end up winning this, then Kenny, I don't see how you could argue that. Well, Twist going to be moving into position. Elise does have a flashbang if they want to try and set up for that kind of a peak, but instead, as they're thinking about it, the call gets taken away from them as G2 try and push out the middle, and Stewie not even the least bit impressed. Going to be shutting down Shox and Amanek both, and now he's back for a little bit more, helping out his teammate. Nitro will get a kill, and Stewie does get tagged in the end, but still, there's not going to be a bomb plant in this round. Jax, CC in his hand. Oh, okay. Elise put to sleep. That was a nice shot. It didn't change the round.
No, not at all. But yeah, was pretty cool.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, art has a place in this too, Moses, you know?
Art?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aesthetics, you know.
Yeah, you like the flashy, the fancy stuff.
Sometimes. Like, not all the time. We gotta have a balance, I think.
Balance in all things. Nice double kill from Stewie. 12-9 now for Team Liquid. And this has been a long time for G2 to not feel like they've had a whole lot of success. That run in the early part of the game had them flying so high. And you mentioned it, as hype and as excited as they were getting, you know that's going to happen. You have 3 young guys on a stage. You have Kenny and Shox, who haven't been back on a big stage in a big grand finals in a long time as well. Kenny has been very public and open about the fact that he's been emotional with this kind of success that they've had. And now it's just not sustainable when you go on a losing streak of this magnitude.
149 ADR in Elige. It's just crazy, isn't it? I mean, look at the score. I mean, not that everyone else is doing badly on Liquid, but just the gap between them is a little bit outrageous. 12-9. Liquid, a lot of traction. Elige going to continue, and they just get crushed down the middle. Jackson, Lucky, didn't even see it coming, did they?
No, not at all. What a great call from Liquid. They've been getting aggressive on their CT side as well. We just saw the push into Upper Dark from Stewie the previous round that didn't work, or 2 rounds ago. But then you see this aggression on Catwalk from Elige, and now if you're G2, no matter what you call, you probably feel like it has to be a little slow, because you have to be mindful of that aggression. So those fast tactics, I don't know if we'll see one in the next round. That might be something where no matter what they call, just live for the first 30 seconds.
Ooh, they've got out long. Now, if Amanek could just stay alive down here, the grenade is going to give it away, and I think that might be the... And oh, Elige turning around. Oh, somehow does not win the fight. I'm confused.
He's even got Naf in support, which is funny. He jumps up and actually negates the fact that he's got a teammate there, but now the op is in position.
This is winnable.
It is winnable if they can get this bomb down. It is Shox and Kenny as well.
They almost didn't throw it far enough, and now they have to wait a bit longer. There's going to be a double push down long and a single guy on Catwalk. Let's see how this plays out. G2, if they want a chance at winning this map, this round would be a big one to do it. And Kenny, the leg shot, is not going to do it. Stewie jumping right on top of the crosshair. And now it's on Shox. They have a Molotov for him as well, so if he stays here, it's going to get pretty hot. Tries to go for the fight, but misses the chance and forced into the second one against Naf. And Liquid will end up winning it. That early fight there from Elige. Again, seeing some BMs. Not on camera, Moses, but...
No, it's Naf. So he's starting to get into it as well.
Were they doing that before the defuse?
Yes.
They were doing
that before the defuse.
Time away from defusing to shoot the corpses and then back to defusing. You have to like that.
Yeah, you definitely do. With
Look
the
at
fire
this.
and everything, this is art, Anders. This is what you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into the very strange, art genres. The type that usually, you definitely can't bring your kids to. It's going to be round number 23. Liquid, I don't know, they've really woken up now. I would be worried if I was G2 at this point in time. Jack's going to be making that run down the pit. This is something Chad had talked about a lot, and I think showed us a whole video of how well this works, and it very nearly did it again. That's close.
Elige is going to get one more off Catwalk. Shox with his knife out at top mid, not expecting it whatsoever. Elige 3 kills with cat aggression in the past 2 rounds, and close mid. That's going to be 1 kill, traded off immediately. Stewie just couldn't see it. He was looking up towards Catwalk with an AWP, and they know that Nitro is the other B defender, so they're going to try and get in and beat him here, but he's got back as they come out of the smoke. Nade out. They know his position, and Lucky. An immediate headshot. Nitro maybe trying to do too much, but bomb should go down.
Yeah, but Jax he's miles away. If they're quick on the retake, he'll never get there in time. he's probably thinking about flanking somebody, but he has to get there right now. And I think he may have realized, running down the middle, Liquid, oh, they're backing up right in front of him. So now they know, and that is going to be very confusing. I don't know what they're going to make of this. If you're Liquid now...
You go for it. You just go in. Naf running over to the B bomb site, but Elige has the first kill. Naf's got to be careful of his flank. Time is running out. Elige, how does he want to handle this? He wins the battle, and now it's all on Jax. He's been slow. He's been patient. He was taking so long, and Naf has him around the smoke. What a tough position for both players, Naf and Jax, to have to manage. But it's Jax whose teammates go down, and it forces his hand. That's a 14th round for Liquid, but it's so close.
That actually ticked over into to the explosion queue there. That was very close. 14-9. I don't know. I would have said they would have lost that round because Jax was going to show up too late, but that weirdly Liquid doubled back and saw him.
Naf spotted him. Yeah, Naf just checked everything. I wonder if maybe he was making a call to save and then realized there were only 2 players inside the bomb site. And
that's what it felt like to me. They looked like they were about to fall back because it wasn't just one person. It was a couple of people that were sort of starting to run back, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take that. Here we go again. Another attempt at this play, which we know G2 loves, and this is how it's designed to work. That's how we've seen it work in the past. And finally, G2 get some success. They're 5 rounds back, and they must start now. They have to capitalize in a 5-on-3.
This really has turned out to be sort of the pit magic trick, hasn't it? Like, there's just a little bit of a puff of smoke, and then suddenly there's somebody in pit killing your whole team. It's outrageous.
It's a roll of the dice, those flashbangs. They're relying on everyone being turned. Stewie has a chance to bring this round back in their favor. He stops shooting. A little bit blind, didn't see the follow-up players coming in. Naf and Nitro won't even budge at the A bomb site.
Those 2 players, Amanek and Lucky, they were standing on top of each other, weren't they?
Yes. That could have been a multi-kill, a big multi-kill for Stewie.
In the back of my mind, I was suddenly, holding my breath a little bit. Well, let's see. That's going to make it 14-10. What's the money like on Liquid? It's not great. Naf has got a lot of money. But that's it.
If they keep these guns,
Oh, they're probably going to buy, right?
I would think so. Naf can drop 2, and I think Nitro might be able to drop a weak 1 if they need it.
But surely the best road back in the game to win the map here for G2 has to be taking the money away. So 14-10, if they win this upcoming, what we assume is going to be a buyout for Liquid, then they could maybe bounce up to like 12 because they win the next round at 14-11.
We'll see. This is the best chance they have of getting back into the game. They have to crush them right here, take all the money away. 10-14, but a chance to close the gap in a big way for the French side.
Absolutely is. I did enjoy the moment when they walked on the stage and were getting hyped up and the crowd was just booing Liquid. And I
enjoyed that as well.
In my mind, I was thinking Liquid must just be thinking, yeah, just wait and see.
You saw the smile on Twist's face when they came out, though. He knew they were going to get booed. So mentally prepared for...
But that motivates you, right? You're like, okay, fine. If it's going to be like that, we'll shut it down.
Seems like it could for this new Liquid swagger that we see lately. Nice shot from Jax. Yeah, 16-9, an opening kill going the way of G2. But no one at long. Liquid's not worried about long whatsoever. Twist and Stewie and Nitro, all 3 of them going to crunch on mid, but the B hit is where it's coming in, and no one's inside the site. They need to rotate back in. Stewie's going to get there. There's an AWP on Naf. That's Catwalk.
Look at Shox with that very late look inside of middle, and as soon as they lose that, Nitro is just trying his best. They do a lot of damage. But again, Shox, he's so late in middle that anyone trying to do much is probably going to get caught. And actually, he might be hunting for them now, and that would be amazing. Any rifle taken right now from Liquid could have a huge impact on the end of this game. Might not seem like a lot, but...
Oh, it's massive in the grand scheme of things, and G2 won it. Kenny S and Jax already in T-spawn, less than halfway into the bomb timer. They're on the hunt very early on. Twist and Naf have a fight ahead of them, but if Naf with this AWP, he should be relatively secure. It would have to be a pretty stunning shot from Shox or Lucky. Flashbang just to get him off the angle. Smoke to close the gap. Molotov deep in to make him uncomfortable. We'll see how he handles it. Waiting for them to come through. Lucky's now swung over to Car. Flashbangs. Twist goes down. It's all Naf, and he's not going to get the follow-up kill. Deagle's out. Kenny's low, but he's got the kill. And they've got the up now. We mentioned that was the biggest potential for G2 to get back into this. And they've struck successfully. No money for Team Liquid. Back to pistols. A 3-round gap.
I feel like that was less about taking out Naf and just trying to figure out how many grenades can we fit into pit. Like, when is the limit? When does it get filled up? They just kept tossing stuff at him. Poor Naf. Not gonna be enjoying that. Oh, slight frustration maybe.
He got caught in a really weird fight coming out of the flashbang.
Oh, no.
My god, but that's not a weird fight whatsoever. He loves that. 3 dinks with the USP, very, very quick, and Jax goes down. Stewie's going to remain aggressive. He wants that gun, and G2 knows it. But everyone from Liquid has backed away from Stewie. There's no one else at the corner as Twist, Naf, and Elige fall back towards mid.
I really would like to see G2 stay grouped up in this. You know they have the USPs. You just heard that. Couldn't really be any mistake about it. So, Shock's down the middle. He can obviously take care of himself with the AK, but if they give up a rifle now, that would be a big problem. Shock's going to be winning that one against Elige. Sees a second player. If he sees a third, that's going to give confirmation that they pretty much know where the rest of the team is. Stewie down in pit, going to get boosted away. Oh, nice shot. Not bad, not bad. They seem to control the situation. No need for any panic at all.
That was very disciplined and handled perfectly from G2. So patient after that initial kill goes down. They're not going to lose anyone else. Twist is at long A at Car. They're going to back away from that. And they are playing the buddy system, staying grouped up in groups of 2.
Yeah. What do they want to do in some of these upcoming rounds? I feel like one thing that got called by G2 that they sort of figured out was Elige and that forward catwalk play.
Yes, well, he's done it. He got so many kills off of it, and then he went back to it a 3rd round in a row.
Exactly. So probably, I'm guessing we're not going to be seeing that exactly, but G2, what do they want to do? You sort of mentioned earlier that if you're getting pushed a lot and there's a lot of aggression, maybe you want to start some of these rounds a bit more slowly so that nothing gets out of control. But you also got to be careful that you don't fall into too much of a rhythm. Oh. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, well, and, I mean, even the slower pace helps Kenny. Gives him plenty of time with the op to find a pick to get into position. We're going to have investment out of the Team Liquid side. Naf can actually afford the AWP, which we've seen him on a lot in this half. I wonder if he's going to switch that up. No, he's not.
What was that guy doing in the crowd? Was he like drinking soup? Was it like liquid soup? I don't know.
I have no idea. I didn't catch it. Maybe trying to do some whole thing like drinking liquid tears or something like that, or I don't know.
I want to know now.
Wasn't the best execution,
or maybe it was, and I'm just not getting it. But I liked it anyway. I think it was good. It's a lot of Photoshop material right there. Round number 27, ladies and gentlemen. This game, I mean, Liquid they've looked rock solid. After a bit of a shaky start, they've just looked so good, and really feels like G2, they have to consecutively come up with some sort of a miracle here. Stewie, I don't know how he wasn't watching that. He was the only B defender, and he must have been looking away at the wrong time. Elige charging in behind the flashbang, and he is still going to get shot down. And look at that over on the other side. Shock's, he's ready for them again. 2
things are really hurting. You mentioned G2 now knows what works. They found this hit towards the B bomb site. They've been taking that even when there's 2 players in. Team Liquid has been really lax on the defense. They've been focusing elsewhere. They've been shifting those defenders out and back in. This time, Stewie just doesn't think they're going to come through a smoke, which is why he doesn't have that angle. But that B bomb site is open for the taking. And then the next follow-up from Team Liquid, they love doing this, and they've done it in the past. I don't know if G2 had researched it, but obviously well prepared for it, is the follow-up flashbang through that smoke in the doors and get like Elige or Nitro, whoever's supporting the B-bomb site, in quickly during the chaos to see if that flashbang catches, 2 people blind and he can recover for the team. But the problem with that is you're dedicating people to it, so then you lose so much more.
Yeah. Well, then here's a piece of guesswork that someone smarter than me will have to figure out. But if you're Stewie and you've gone down a couple of times like that, if you call for backup, and let's say you say, okay, listen, guys, I'm going to need like an extra player in B, someone else stay mid or whatever it may be. If you make that call and then they swap their attack to no longer be that kind of a B attack, but let's say instead they go a bunch of people catwalk and that's where you needed the resources, it's not going to feel great. And I feel like Stewie's got the confidence to not do it, but that's like a game within the game that's always happening.
I'd like to see if you're going to make any adjustment on the B defense, throw Naf in there with the AWP. Put him in the platform, don't smoke off the tunnels, just put the op there and play 2 rifles outside of B. And if Naf gets smoked off from a G2 smoke, then you can rotate somebody back in. But overall, let them do it. Let them come back if they want to go up against the AWP. And you can see the frustration on Stewie.
Oh. That was a mind-blown moment, wasn't it?
It's like why are they just walking through the smoke?
Yeah.
either way.
Stewie, the one person in the world who's not allowed to ask that question. Forever.
Well, this game has been runs, huge runs for each team at various times, but down the stretch, 13-14.
No, I think that failed. Yeah, it's supposed to go to CT spawn, and now it's not there. Naf in position with the AWP, but yeah, they had to throw that smoke late. That failed. That's thrown from T spawn. The flashbang is still gonna get the job done. G2 having to improvise in the middle of the execute to try and make up for that failed smoke, and they still somehow come out alive.
A scout and an op defending the B bomb site. There was nothing Stewie could do. Anyone with an M4, anyone with an AUG. Obviously a small investment out of Liquid. But a rifle would have been able to help and would have been able to keep him pinned down. Shocks his dink, so he can't go on a hunt anymore. Twist desperately wants to save this M4. They absolutely need it. Nitro and CT spawn. Almanac is brought low, trying to hunt this down. Good kill from Elige from above. He's flirting with 30 kills in this game. Nice nade. Doesn't matter, it was just a pistol. Twist is the one they want to keep alive. And no one else is going to pressure.
Nitro should have gone for that Freiburg shooting the grenade moment, you know? Try and get that to be a popular thing.
We're all tied up. Going into round 29, it's 14-14, as unlikely as it seemed at one point. And the nice thing for G2, they've been so dominant. 4 players over 10,000.
Yeah.
They have no economic issues these last 2 rounds. AWP on NAF again. 3 AUGs across the board for Liquid.
In fact, surely Amanek is not going to be having a Mac 10. Like, buy an auto sniper, buy another AWP.
I think he's going to do... the only thing I think of was that he would be that long player leading the way. We're live into the round. Jax is going to be the first one. Stewie gets tagged on the cross, which is not ideal. Jax is going to be the one. Back turn, does he want to come through the smoke? Liquid have seen this. There's one in the pit. They didn't even check that. Elige gets caught unawares. And how much more do they want to dedicate? Twist right behind that smoke in the fight, looking for Jax. Stewie's brought down low, but look at mid. Mid is under attack no matter who wins that battle. It's B once again to be the end game for G2.
Am I having a stroke or something? Why is he having a Mac 10? He's got 12,700. They're out the middle. If this works, then I guess he's just much more of a genius than I was expecting. But now it's a 4-on-4. We've got over a minute left. They're trying to see if they get up the catwalk and get to that A bomb site. Bomb now being picked up by somebody else. Naf with a leg shot. Is it going to be quite enough here? Twist long range. Another headshot comes in, taking down Shocks, and that grinds everything to a halt here for G2. I'm so confused.
And nobody peek. They know Kenny's still on the board. Nobody peek. Watch the cross Twist. The op is scoped in on it. Now Twist can cross over. He sees the jump. He wants to get close to the bomb site. Can't get caught in the open. How wide do they want to swing? Kenny misses an important shot. Lucky can't take that fight, but Twist has now found cover. Defending into this bomb site while his teammates come over. Stewie on catwalk and Nitro coming from CT spawn.
He's got an HE. Lucky, I think. Yeah. Oh, he somehow lives with just a couple of health. This might just be all on Kenny. He turns around for it. The flick is not going to be connecting. And Lucky, he does not have the fight or the health for this kind of a fight. It's just not going to be possible. Instead, quad kill there by Twist. Especially the first 2 kills were so good. And that's going to put Liquid at 15 rounds.
And he even caught Shocks, who had that awkward flank. They threw out the mid to B smoke to make it feel like B was going to be the end game. They were trying to set up. The fact that they could take B so successfully so many times, they wanted that mid to B look to be really, really worrisome, cause a rotation, and Shocks would be there to pounce.
Get all the snipers out. This is going to be the 30th round. You're not going to be saving any money.
Auto snipers.
Yeah. I mean, unless you have a planned rush, there's going to be one of them. Amanek, love it.
Maybe that's why he bought the Mac 10. He wanted to have the auto sniper for this round.
Moses,
Maybe he was doing the maths.
You're going to make that a popular thing. I'm going to be playing... Oh, Lucky. Running right through, almost catching Nitro. The follow-up, it's just in the back of the line. Stewie, and he misses the shot. Shocks coming up with a big kill. If he hits that, no one else can follow him. They have to stay out of the smoke. Now Elige trying to flash his way through, but that's going to get shut down as well. And this just might be overtime in the first map out of a best-of-5 grand finals. Twist and Naf. 2-on-4. I don't know how you could even dream of making it into this bomb site. Surely this is an impossible retake.
It must be. They have no flashbangs whatsoever. They have nothing to use. They're going to have to come through fires. They're going to have to come through Molotovs and nades. And it's any second now. They do have 2 kits. And here we go, Anders.
Amanek waiting down behind. Just more grenades. They can't do anything. They just want to boost, and they can't even get the boost to look over. It's a good idea. The no scope, not going to work, thankfully. And it's going to be overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 15-15 between G2 and Liquid on map number 1. I mean, let's be honest. The way they did that at the end, again, it was the weakness of that B-bomb site, even if there were 2 people on it.
That's everything that allowed G2 to make that comeback happen.
And we talked about artful and aesthetic Counter-Strike. This wasn't it.
No.
This was, you know, blunt force. Just make it work somehow, and it does.
Yeah, this was brute force from G2. I mean, you could see a couple things. Obviously, taking the B-bomb site over and over. And yeah, that is mounting frustration. Stewie has had so many awkward fights at that B-bomb site. They've come through smoke on him. They've come through Molotovs on him. And he is so tilted. Elige, I mentioned he was flirting with 30. That was in round 26. It's now, he's still got 29. He hasn't had a kill in 3 or 4 rounds.
And G2 just wanting to bully this B-bomb side if they can. Grenade is going to be slowing it down and over it long. But, I mean, once you have this psychological advantage against a couple of B players, you can use it for almost everything, right? You could pretend that you're doing it again and then just end up somewhere else, and that might even be effective. So, let's see. What do we get here? The crowd certainly back behind G2 once again. Those grenades, again, to those B players, and they've even brought a 3rd person. They are so tired of losing this bomb site.
They absolutely are. I wonder, G2 might walk right into it. They might get caught in the trap. They've been calling the bluff. I mean, they've run basic strategies at this bomb site a number of times, just saying, we're just going to repeatedly take this, and if you want, you can rotate someone over.
Look at Long.
Calling the bluff, everyone's coming back to B. They're going to come right into this stack, and this time, no one's going to have to pop flash a leash through a smoke. He's going to be right there, and his teammates, theoretically, will still be alive to distract while he comes in.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about an impossible retake. This shouldn't be doable at all. There are 3 people waiting on the other side. A narrow choke point. They have flashbangs. They can set it all up. The flashbang there for Stewie is just perfect. That hit 4 people. Every single one of the tunnel couldn't see a single thing. Now 25 seconds, and they get the headshot entry. Where's the rest of the backup? They're not going to be there in time. Nitro with a massive spray gets the last one too, and shuts down the entire French lineup. He was the only one left. Everything else had failed.
He should have never had to do that. You're exactly right. Credit to G2. They almost made that work. They're just going right at Stewie, and he has not responded yet. He is getting crushed at this bomb site, but Nitro, what a hold. 11 kills in the game. None more important than these 4 in the first round of overtime. That is stunning. I mean, fair play. The stack worked in a way. G2 did not expect a 3rd player to be there.
Sure. Yeah. No, you might be right. By the way, Nitro had 11 kills. Shocks, not back around the container. Gonna get himself killed by Twist. But Nitro had 11 kills before that. That quad kill put him at 15. That's kind of nuts as well. Smoke up, flashbang, no timing for Kenny. I really cannot believe that after the first 2 kills, even if they didn't expect the 3rd player there, that's still kind of
well, the second player they killed was Elige, and Nitro's been the secondary B defender throughout this CT half. Perhaps not just acknowledging it quick enough. Either way, a 5-on-4 in this round for Liquid as Shox gets over-aggressive and long, but again, it's grouped up buddy system. Almanac is out mid, using those smokes to lurk in towards CT spawn. Multiple players dropping. Nap's going to get a tag on 1. Now it's Elige who's called upon. He's got the first spray transfer over. The AUG is so good. Kenny drops down. They're both in spawn though. Where do you go from here? You have no bomb. You've given up all position, and it's just Almanac in a 1 versus 4. He's going to go down to Nitro. A 2-0 scoreline in overtime. Magic number is 19 overall.
By the way, if we are looking for clues for why G2 like that B bomb site, obviously it's partly because they've been able to make some of those entries happen. But I have to imagine another reason why is because Elige is on the A bomb site, and he is just cracking down on them every time they show up. It's ridiculous. So
yeah, it might be a good thing to notice. Is just saying, oh, Elige has 31 kills. Let's not go to him. He's been on catwalk. He's been in mid. We saw him ineffective at the B bomb site as well. But this was great. Before this, he'd had 2 kills in 7 rounds. So it's good to get him back on the board. He's cracked that 30 kill margin in this opening map.
Yeah, and I mean, when they go B, obviously, he's going to have a harder time being part of the action, I guess. So.
Well, yeah, and every time you get involved, Stewie and Nitro have both just been dropped at that B site before. Like, they're not even delaying. They're just getting killed immediately. So for Elige, the best fights he's found is pop flashing himself through his smoke.
That's 2 rounds in the overtime here going to
I like
Liquid.
this from Stewie. I like this. Change it up. If you're having a tough time, go back to the AWP. Try and throw him off a little bit, almost with the flick, and just going to bail out. Does he want to get aggressive behind that? I think he might.
He so wants to. It just plays so well to the psychology of what kind of player he is. He's sort of being bullied and says, okay, well, fine, you know. And try and see if I can double up on that. Very few grenades left on the Liquid side, and quite a few more for G2, so they've actually been successful in luring out a bunch of these grenades. I'm not sure how that's really happened. There's only 1 smoke on Stewie, and that's it.
Well, they've started just dumping their nades in B for no reason other than to stop and delay attacks. Nitro and Elige are grouped up around these smokes. This would be a huge crossfire. Elige has to be honest and check towards Catwalk, but Nitro's going to be under so much pressure. Turning for a flashbang. Shox is just going to walk around it, though he does it silently. Nitro somehow gets the kill. Almost sprays through. Stewie in the back of the bomb site. Another frustrating, another tough situation for him to deal with. How do you manage your attention? He must hit this shot immediately. He's got it. And the collateral, the damage onto Kenny as well, who's gotten up, who does not want to be the aggressor to take over the bomb site. And that's it. This time, finally, Stewie put a stop to it. And he's got a 3rd in the round. 18 rounds for Team Liquid in overtime.
Yeah, they bullied him for a really, really long time. And finally they're able to put him to, or he's able to put them to sleep there. They need 1 more round here. I mean, this is just so well done for Liquid.
To fight all the way back and now have this disparity at overtime is tough. G2 cannot make a single mistake. And remember, they started this game out, I believe it was an 8-1 run. Or 7-1 run to start this map. A dominant defense, and they're switching into that double op. Redemption in the round for Stewie.
Yes, indeed. See if we get double overtime here. Liquid need to win. Oh, sorry, not Liquid. G2 need to win 3 in a row. And
look at this. Nitro's fast pace. I don't know if it actually pulled them out of the B bomb site, but if Shox goes down here, this round is over. Oh, he does win that fight. That's huge. Almanac can stay in the B bomb site. He's got the up, missed the shot. That's the opportunity they needed. A couple seconds to get a little bit closer. Utility's out, and Almanac can do nothing. And now G2 must fight their way back into this bomb site.
And that's going to be nearly impossible. Shox being very low on health. Kenny asking him, can we get a boost over? See if we can get 1 kill in before anything else happens. The bomb, much delayed, is finally going to be going down. Jax with a very long flank all the way through T-spawn. How could they do this? Retaking B is just so tricky, even when you have the man advantage. Grenade will do a little bit to Elige, but this could be the end of the road here for G2 as Stewie shutting down. Jax getting a little bit of revenge, and now 3 versus 4, and spraying through Shox as a bullet away from death, and that timer really, really quickly ticking down. It's going to be Nat for the kill on Kenny, leaving Lucky and Shox, and yeah, they're going to run all the way out here. It'll be Liquid picking up the first map on Dust 2 in overtime, 19-15.
They had to work for it, though. What a game from G2. That was absolutely beautiful. The strong opening, 7-1. The comeback at the end to force overtime to begin with. They were down 14-9, I believe, 14-10. Really impressive stuff. Kenny S is a good game, but Elige tops them all, 32 kills. We're headed to a break. When we come back, we'll get map 2 underway.
Champions of ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Think you've seen it all? ESL 1 returns to Cologne in 2019.
At the highest level of play, there can be no compromises. Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the FPS they need to perform. Rise to the moment. Intel Core i7, the official CPU of the ESL Pro League. Game, record, stream without compromise.
Bon spectacle.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
This is Game Fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it down the road and back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know like I know. We'll take it round and round again.
Betway, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and PaySafe Card.
Now that is what we want from the opening game here in the best of 5 grand final between G2 and Liquid, but maybe not what the crowd wanted here. I've got Theo joining me to talk about this one because, well, first of all, this crowd's pretty damn impressive. You enjoying the atmosphere?
Yeah, of course.
Now, G2, right, they were coming back. It was so close to them trying to do it all the way to overtime. I will ask you this. What would you say to the guys right now to try and cheer them on? Because you guys are fully behind them out here.
I would say that it's not finished. There is 4 games after that, so they can win. At the beginning, they win a lot, so I think they will win. And if all the crowd support them, that will be easy.
Now, even though they didn't win the first map, do you still have that confidence that they can get the job done now?
Yeah. Stewie is really toxic, and he can scrabble a lot. So I think if Stewie play bad, the Liquid will play bad. So.
Okay, we'll have to see how it goes. Now, my French is pretty terrible, so can you do some words for me to make sure this crowd makes some noise before we head back to the desk?
Yeah. Allez les gars, c'est pas fini. On fout le bordel et on encourage la team à fond. Allez!
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to the desk and let's get into map 2.
Wow, toxicity levels are rising around here. I can see that there are some people thinking it's Stewie. Meanwhile, the only toxins being kind of spread around are that on G2, who have actually fallen in the first map. We're going to go ahead and send it quickly over to Chad, who's going to break down some plays for us. What you got, Chad?
Stewie might have been playing bad, but he was the platform for the guys from Liquid to get back into this first half. Let's play this out. Now, this is your favorite player, Kenny, going absolutely ham with the AWP. He pushes long, he's feeling it. He grabs another pick. He's up to 15 kills. Speed this one up for you. He's going to rotate around. He's going to go towards middle, and the whole team is gone towards middle for this side of G2. They're going to grab another kill healer onto a Liege, and that means everyone from Liquid is on an island over towards long. Let's go to this clip right here that shows you the map overview. What I want you to note is they have no control. Long is there, shorts is CTs, and so is CT spawn. So right now, Liquid are all on the bomb site. Jax is coming from this long position, and he's going to find a very big frag onto Nitro in this corner. The reason this is important is they're just playing full retake. They know that the other 2 players have to be isolated on the bomb site. Now, Twist does a fantastic job to facilitate Stewie, but this is the round, this is the play, this is the individual here who's turned this one on the head. Watch this clip as it comes on him. We can see Twist up the top corner, he grabs 1 kill. Stewie's tagging multiple members with the AWP. He's not getting the kill, but he's peppering them with damage, and this is making the retake a little bit disjointed. Watch this kill right here. This slowed down to half speed. He makes this flick, and this changes the round. Stewie, with this play, allowed the side of Liquid to get back to an 8-7 half and get back into this game, Trace, and that's why they were able to get it to overtime and get the victory.
Yeah, and it was just kind of an uphill battle there for Liquid, it felt like, for just a little while. Of course, I'm going to be here on the desk all day, and apparently I need to go ahead and eat my words, and by that, we're going to reference a tweet here. Just want to kind of put it all in preface as to what's about to happen. I want you to all understand why. I get a tweet, and the final, can you crack one of those Game Fuel cans open? So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll run the gauntlet. 1,000 retweets. Oddly enough, that wasn't enough to keep me from doing it. So now I kind of have to do the damn thing. So let's get it going here. First and foremost, not used to drinking these. I prefer water myself, but oh, there it is. Oh shit. Hold on, I got a thing right here. Fuck.
Let's get it. Yeah, chug it.
He's doing it. He is doing it. Oh, damn. Ooh, excuse me. There's a cough button for those things. Yeah, hashtag Mountain Dew Game Fuel Power Play. Oh, okay.
Oh, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was something else. Let's go ahead and start to talk about this game with everything that is considered. Please, Maniac.
Yeah, you got
anything.
all my attention. Let's go back to Counter-Strike quickly, right? Because that was impressive from Trace. Let's put it this way. Chad was absolutely right. That Stewie clutch, to me, it changed the whole game. Because before that, G2 actually had a monster start. Everything was working for them. They were being proactive. They were trying to push the B holes. Shocks was coming from the back. Everything was working. The retakes were on point. Kenya started. I think he went to 15 frags extremely fast. And then that clash from Stewie.
And it was kind of like we saw yesterday when they were facing NRG as well, off to a good start. As you said, they had everything planned out and they stuck to that game plan. As it worked out, Malik in an interview saying that sometimes we have those games where we plan stuff ahead and everything just works out. And that seemed to be the case just up until this Stewie 2K clutch, because that was just amazing. You gotta give credit to Elise as well. Once again showing why he's an MVP candidate of this game. He was involved in 11 opening duels, winning 7 of those. And I think if you have to compare Kenny S and Elise right now, who are the two fighting for the MVP title so far, it's the opening duels that Elise is winning. That is the outlier right here. Kenny is not involved in that many. This game he was 2 for 4. He's obviously still doing a good job, as you said, went to 15 for X fast, but Elise is just that different maker right now from Liquid. He's playing hearts out, some of the best Counter-Strike he's ever played.
Yeah, Elise was absolutely insane. As soon as you could feel it, as soon as Liquid were back into the right rhythm, then Elise completely took over the game. And mostly on their CT side, he basically made Catwalk his house. That was his mention. No one could ever go Catwalk. Elise took all the liberties. He was fighting against Lower Dark. He was fighting middle with the AUG, always finding the frags, making life so difficult for G2. And as you said, Elise right now, he's on that MVP path. And the battle against Kenny is just beautiful to watch.
Yes, it is a Liquid map, though. At the end, they say resilience, not necessary, but here they had to show a little bit of brawn. They had to show a little bit of brain to keep themselves in Dust 2. This one could have went the other way.
It could have went the other way, and it was also worth to note that this was a beautiful played Counter-Strike game. I think both teams were playing great CS. I think there was a total of 6 eco rounds in this game total, none of them being won by any team, so both teams standing up against the ecos, making no mistakes, making sure that they play some polished Counter-Strike that is on a high level right now, and that's worth to mention as well, because I think we have a good game coming in here on Overpass as well.
It's absolutely a beautiful game, and I was impressed by the fact that G2 were able to fight back and make it to overtime. Because if you consider the momentum shifts, then obviously G2 starts fast. Okay, then Liquid is catching back up. We are in the Greek room watching, and we're thinking that's it. It's over. Liquid have taken over the game. G2 is not coming back, and they still make the effort, and it's just not enough.
It is still a little bit of a roaring trend right now for G2, because they are getting in a lot of OTs, but they seem to lose the majority of those. So maybe the playbook is not that deep. Maybe they're not feeling too comfortable in those overtimes, but they need to win out the games in regular time, because we have seen them against FaZe in Dallas as well, losing those close OT games. So it doesn't seem like they have what it takes in order to win those. So let's see if they can close it out in relegation. I think that's what they need to do here in Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, that slow start was certainly not something that was ever going to help Liquid right there. So I'm just a little jittery right now.
That's fair enough.
The point is, okay. It's one of those slow starts that Liquid that kind of put them where they had a disadvantage going forward, and that it might catch up with them on Overpass if they aren't able to get off to a strong start, which is where we're going. Of course, G2 starting on the CT side. What does that spell for us?
Well, the thing about G2 and Overpass is that I'm looking at Shox, and I'm looking at Shox and the tactical possibilities that he's going to find, because he's had a quiet game on Dust 2, and if you consider his young IGL career, then this is the biggest game he's ever had to lead, and he was quiet on Dust 2, and I'm looking at him on Overpass now. Is he going to find the possibilities? Is he going to be impactful individually? Because Shox needs to be up there.
I definitely agree. He didn't have a great game. He was 2 for 8 in opening duels, so it wasn't really good for him. Shox, as you said, he needs to be that difference maker. He needs to be the playmaker as well, and I think it's an important note to make as well. When you're an in-game leader and you don't have that much experience, it also affects how you're calling, how your individual performances in the game. If you're doing well for yourself, then you're also going to have a good game. So Shox needs to step it up, and then he will also call a better game for G2.
Yes, but it's going to be Overpass, and it's going to be where we go for now. I do hate to say it, but it is the French crowd that is in the deficit right now, as G2 do find themselves looking down the barrel of this second map. We're going to go ahead and kick it over to Chad real quick. He's going to break us into some Overpass footage.
Real quickly, guys, you got Amanek and Kenny holding A. They played at the start of the week, 16-8 victory to Liquid. Lots of pressure on them. You can see Molotov on the tree position, Molotov over here towards bathroom, smokes, flashes everywhere. Let's just look at the change they made to start getting some rounds on the board. This had to come out from the side of G2 here. They had to go aggressive. They had to push the smoke to actually get some play and rounds on the board. This is where they turned the half around and were able to get 6 rounds. So we need to look out for these aggressive styles. Amanek pushing the smoke, Kenny helping him out. And we have another one here with Kenny. He's just pushing dry with the AWP and going for a pick. So they need to be aggressive. They can't give all the territory to Liquid Trace, or they're going to have a really hard time.
Yeah, giving up territory is not going to go well for them, but the Frenchmen are centered. They do have their eyes on the prize, and that prize being the big trophy right there in front of the home crowd. You can see that the spirits are still high, even though they take an L in the first map, and that's just how it has to go sometimes. You have to show that resilience, you have to bounce back, and you have to be back into the server in a fashion that is formidable. Formidable enough, it will be G2 taking on Liquid here on the second map of Overpass. Delivering it, though, well, that's going to be Anders and Moses.
Yes, indeed. Thank you to the desk, and I can't believe that game ended in overtime, and G2 almost did it. And the fact that they didn't make it, well, that could really, really backfire on them. We'll see how they do here. It's going to be time for the second map, Overpass, and they're going to be playing CT side here. G2 were Liquid. Looked like they were about to just completely rush in on that T side, but they kind of slowed it down. And look at the push coming down. Kenny, they've got such a hold on this bomb side.
They're going to need it. Here comes the hit. Bait and switch here. There's 2 players at Toxic, but that Molotov is going to force him out. There's no smoke to do it, but there's still just so many bodies. So many bodies for Liquid to get through, and they're starting to turn it, but that's Shux and Jack stepping up right before things collapse. And Nitro goes down as well, and the pistol round woes continue for Team Liquid. A 1-on-4.
Without a bomb, and with a Glock, not even the P250, that really was a lot of people. Even with the Molotov that did land on 2 of them, as you said, sort of forcing them to react, but still, nicely done. Jax with a quad kill to start off the pistol. You like to see it.
You really do. I mean, that's a great start again for G2, much like Dust 2. Now they played this map in their Cologne qualifier. Only 6 rounds on the CT side for G2. They're going to need to do way better if they want to be able to take this match. Opening kills also went heavily in the way of Team Liquid, 15-9 in that matchup. But here again, I mean, at least that's the nice thing. I mean, G2 would love obviously to go out to another 7-1 run.
Yeah, and then to keep it. Just make sure they can really crush it on this map. Liquid definitely going to be dangerous. A question in the back of my mind, Moses, is there an end to this performance from Elige this tournament? Surely he can't just keep playing well.
I don't know. He seems to have ramped it up as soon as we got to the playoffs. It's just been non-stop. Some pretty jaw-dropping performances from him at the event. Full investment for Team Liquid in the second round, and they're so dangerous in these. This is one thing that's helped them overcome the fact that they're not able to win a whole lot of pistols. Through the smoke, Amanek's going to be the first point of contact, drops a Molotov, and that's a nice nade follow-up, and there's the UMP, but Nitro puts him down with the Tech 9. Kenny S inside the bomb site. He's now got Shocks here in support, and Jax on the flank. But Liquid, they have to know, the flanks have been so quick, they've been so aggressive on the flanks, they're aware of the possibility, and they're going to hunt them. They're going to chase them down the steps. Jax runs out of bullets. There's still one more to worry about, but you're not clearing it. Lucky with the Famas, that's the bomb down. They have to commit to this, but the nade is going to keep them at bay.
Well, much closer round than I was expecting. Lucky, gonna get run down only 35 seconds, so they don't have a lot of time to make decisions here, Liquid. And they're gonna be backing all the way up. Right? What did they do in 25 seconds? They
into the chicane outside.
Together.
I think they're trying to pull a fake. The nice thing is there's so much information being gathered. Kenny's going to spot this 20 seconds. They need to pick up the pace, and Stewie's not going to be aware of it. Now Naf just needs to run, but I think Stewie's position might make them think it's going to be the A bomb site. He was wrapping around it, look to just throw something, utility, make some noise, some presence that's going to cause a rotation, and it's worked in a way. But Naf's in a really, really difficult 1 versus 2.
Yeah, and he doesn't even get a chance to get himself into a position. That would have been interesting for sure. I think you're right, though. We're trying to fake it out. They at least get the bomb plant. They get 3 kills. That's still pretty good.
That's a great second round.
Yeah.
Any kills they get in this next round are just bonus, and you might see them invest in maybe a deal or 2, some of the P250s, some utility.
Yeah, that was very close, wasn't it? Nitro actually the one who opens the whole thing with a Tech 9.
Interestingly enough, at this event, Nitro has been the one who's been their most successful entry fragger on this map. Ooh. He's found opening kills in 12 of his 14 attempts, and they win 75% based off that.
Yeah, that's a good insight into the weight that's on you when you are in that entry fragging role, but also, you know, you could take a lot of the credit if it works out. Let's see. You mentioned Deagles. They do have them. They're committed to that part of the game. Going to be the third round where they have the rifles. Let's see if G2 can avoid stepping into any of these lines of fire. Definitely don't want to underestimate Deagle. Chance there. Catch a jumping CT player, running it up. It's Nitro again with the opening, and now Shocks. He might just get crushed here. They're coming from everywhere. And he's going to lose it like Naf with a follow-up. I can't believe it.
Well, we just talked about it. Nitro provides the opening, and Liquid wins 75% of those rounds, and another one added to the tally. Those are beautiful shots with the Deagle, and this is unarmored. This is something that makes them so strong, Liquid. They're never out of these rounds, and Stewie, he heard the retreat of Lucky. He's going to go for this kill, but there is a player inside the B bomb site, and if he wraps around, he's missed the opportunity to spot Stewie, so I think Lucky's just going to fall here. Liquid going to try and take everything away from G2.
You mentioned, Moses, that it's really nice to see G2 with like a 7-1 lead again. Will you settle for like 2-1?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Well, it's very likely that it goes to 2-2 because this is where the 3 kills in that second round come into effect. There's just no money. Almanek at 1450, Lucky at 1600. Now they might still buy. Kenny's at 4500, Shock's at 4100. Jax can actually drop an SMG, so there's potential for it, and the option is at least available for G2. It all depends on how much they want to fight for early on.
I do like those 3 people down in front of the Liquid team with the American flag. Like the only one standing up, they're excited. This is oh no.
Yeah, you don't like looking at Shock's upset
No,
Shocks.
I really can't deal with it.
Okay, so G2 takes the risk. They roll the dice. They've got 2 Augs. This isn't a bad buy by any means. We've seen these work out plenty of times. Look at the aggression. Jax, there's the flashbang. They want to clear things out late. No one's peeked from the other side. There it is. There's the trade. Twist gets 2, and Kenny S. He might just want to back away, but the 2 Augs are still in play, and actually Kenny fell back just at the wrong moment. The Molotov is going to end this. And Elige is the next one up with an SMG. Wasn't prepared for an AUG, but now they have the information.
And now they definitely know. Such an important kill coming out from Shocks. It's not clear yet whether it'll actually be enough for them to win the round. They're sort of, you could tell they're kind of figuring out where do we want to put this AUG and how can we defend this bomb site.
This is a smart call. Shocks is a little bit hurt. Just boost him up. Hope that you can get 1 kill on the entry and have a 3-on-2 in the post plan because you don't have a kit, you don't have utility.
I would guess that there are going to be some flashbangs to set this up with. They still have 3 of them left. And then if they don't get the kill and they get pushed off the boost, that Molotov, it's going to be thrown preemptively. Otherwise, that's a great way to hold 2 people behind that. Let's see what happens. Shocks ducking down, not showing himself yet. Do they know? It doesn't seem like it. That could have been a kill, but instead, it's Twist with the return and a triple, by the way, for him in the round. That for Mars doing great work for them. And now there are no kits picked up currently. Amanek and Kenny, these 2 Augs could be very, very vital in the next round. Looks like they want to try and commit to the retake. I think it's going to be very hard to do that.
Well, they're going to attack Nitro.
Trying to see if they get it done. Nitro getting 1 more. Twist will finish it with a quad. And I don't know. That 2 versus 3 retake.
Well, really I think the only reason they make it is because that's their money. And you have a possibility. You know you've done damage to Stewie. You know there's going to be one with low HP that would be easy to convert a multi-kill. And you know you're going to save in the next round no matter what. So, I mean, even with 2 Augs and just unarmored pistols, not a high percentage. So they wanted to take the retake. They wanted to attempt at it. Unfortunately, doesn't go their way. Nice win for Liquid, going 2-2 as they climb up the scoreboard.
G2. Those risks that you take early on. A very good grenade. Stewie seeing them falling back. Catching them, though, is going to be Elige's job. He is, after all, working on, a career performance for a tournament, so I think that's fair play.
Yeah, give him all the kills. Give them all to him. Shock's going to come into the staircase. He's got a couple low players. If he finds this first one on Nitro, the next one up is Stewie, who puts an end to things. 3-2, Liquid take the lead.
Hard to say how this is going to play out, but with losing in overtime, that's already mentally a little bit rough. Then they get to enjoy like a couple of rounds before the Deagles show up. Again, we mentioned this, playing in front of the home crowd could be really fun if things are working out well. And if they're not, then
it can also be really stressful.
It really can be.
I've seen a lot of teams struggle to perform against their home crowd. I think MIBR at one of the Pro League finals in Sao Paulo. You had Astralis, who struggled in those areas. That's Kenny S down, and that's actually a huge kill to get. I think the nade to blow the op towards him so they can't recover it, but just doesn't work. Nice idea, though. Now, the reason why that's so, a bit rough for G2 is Jax actually dropped the op over to Kenny, and to do that, he sacrificed armor.
Yeah, you are right. Amanek, thinking about the timing, if he's Naf is coming from behind, so he has to not fit into the gap. Naf right there. He didn't. Oh, now he saw it. He's going to call it in. Amanek still gets a kill. That was down to milliseconds.
Yeah, it really was, but now they're going to pick up the pace. All three defenders for G2 are here, and Jax, it's his time to shine with the AWP, but the re-peek, Naf has the angle. That's beautiful. Shock's still at long, which means Lucky has to have some kind of a presence to cause a second front, but they're not going to check this. They're not going to clear it out. No one came from this position. Sui goes down. Immediate response from Twist. So important to get that kill, but still a 1 versus 2, and Twist is low. Twist is so low.
Lucky, not able to see anything through the smoke. Still can't see anything. Might not look anything like that on his screen, by the way. They're going to be falling back. They have a Molotov, and that's on Naf. So how is Lucky going to be defusing this bomb? He doesn't have a kit either. This does not seem doable.
He's got to get aggressive if he wants a single chance. Look how far back Twist is playing. He's letting Naf play on his own. This is essentially a one-on-one, and Twist just saying, I'll come in if needed with this low of HP.
Wow. I mean, he did Lucky, that's a lot of damage, but again, Twist out there waiting for him. Lucky now just trying to clean up the remaining player, and he won't be able to. Liquid barely living through that round. Shocks probably could have had that second kill too.
It's fine though. Yeah, he could have. Obviously a great response to trade him off.
Pistols, it's final. Take it all at this point.
Yeah, well, you mentioned he's going for that, career best event. So when you know it's an eco, when you know it's a save and there's unarmored opponents, why not get aggressive? Ooh, great shot from Kenny S. That's Stewie. And that actually pulls Elige back towards the action because he wants to make sure Kenny S can't save a weapon.
They're throwing grenades from B to try and hit him with. Elige does go down, so at least momentarily put to a halt. Oh, okay. The
crowd loves it. Crowd on their feet.
Liquid have been doing that a lot, so I'm glad that Kenny's picking up, a little bit on that.
Still got a long time to save this gun. The bomb has just gone down. It's only halfway through the timer. So many angles to look for from Kenny. Naf coming from this direction. It's all about the timing, and it's not with him. This time, Naf does not desecrate the dead body.
No. He was,
much more gentlemanly-like on overpass.
Yeah, change of setting, maybe. Just put him in a better mood. Still, this is a very good start for Liquid. Probably G2 hoping to win the majority of the round here in the first half on the CT side. Get up to like 9 rounds or something like that. That seems like it's a little bit away still, although we haven't seen Kenny really with the AWP have any kind of an impact, so maybe there is something still to look forward to here. Limited grenades on the CT side. Again, struggling a bit with the economy. Oh.
This is very, very passive, very patient for Team Liquid. They know we've just won 5 in a row is what they're saying, and we'll see if G2 is going to try and pull out any tricks to get back into the action, to get back into the winning. With no aggressive plays, no crazy pushes, now they can get into their tactic at about 1 minute and 10 seconds.
And they're going to run into nothing more than a smoke and a Molotov. The smoke is down at the B-bomb site and actually shows the Molotov. So this A-bomb site will really not have a lot to work with, except maybe for that AWP on Kenny. That could be the big tool right now. And actually, yeah, they got a lot of backup up here.
They don't have any smokes to fall back, though.
Yeah.
So they only have the flashbangs for aggression. This needs to be successful, and this is a big risk from Kenny. Very, very big risk.
Yeah, but now he's in a position that they've already cleared Liquid. They must feel like this is safe, and the timing works directly against him. He goes down. Hiding in the corner now is Amanek, and they're going to be even shooting through the wall to catch him. He's got no chance at all. Up on the bomb site itself, it shocks, and he would have to pull out more than a miracle right now. 19 seconds. They're going to be coming right through, and he does actually pick up a second kill. That's not bad at all. Lucky's also there to pick up a kill, and now spray battle continues. 10 seconds. Liquid need to be a little bit careful now. Don't want to be running out of time. And the bomb, oh, Naf. What a hero teammate.
Yeah, those are incredible shots. Great shots to protect Stewie, who is low HP. That's the tough part of that kind of aggression from G2.
Did Kenny walk up onto that little bench that's out there? Like, what was going on when or did he jump?
I think he just missed.
Yeah, but there was some sort of movement that displaced him, and I wasn't really sure. Regardless, I don't know. I like the aggression. If the timing had worked out differently, I think that would have probably won them the round.
Well, you have to appreciate the aggression because they've done it on a lot of different maps on their CT sides, and it's found them, a lot of good stuff. Whether it's kills, whether it's information. We saw it on Dust 2 when they pushed the upper B tunnels, got shocks on a very fast flank. He was able to get a free kill out of it. You've seen it, allow them to rotate into better positions. In this round, with dwindling utility, trying to find anything that can give them an edge, and at least putting the game in their star's hand.
What was the map that Amanek disappeared on? Was that Train or Overpass? Train, all right. Can't be having any of that. Nobody's being allowed any kind of vacation in grand finals. Okay, it's bad. Good trade. Now, they can't really run down there to pick up any rifles, but...
Twist and Naf have already secured the B bomb site, so Nitro is going to rotate over. We'll see how much G2 wants to dedicate to this. Either way, they need to be talking. They just had a timeout. They need to figure out what they want to do in gun rounds because they're getting trounced. Mentioned earlier in the qualifier for Cologne that G2 is only able to manage 6 rounds on their CT side. It still feels like it's not that many CT rounds, and it feels like they're still so far away.
And you could imagine, again, how mentally some of this is going to also start to just weigh on them. The feeling of now... 7-2, it's not really working out here on map number 2. This is where I think some teams have, a particular kind of player that will, be a little bit more lighthearted, sometimes maybe even be a little bit crazy, and it sort of revitalizes the whole team, and especially if one of those players will get like a freaky quad kill or something, and then, it sort of, it shakes people out of that feeling of like, oh, but we're getting beat up here to map 2, we're not doing well. I don't know if G2 have that player right now, but somebody should probably try and be that person.
Well, I don't know if you have like the kind of guy whose like personality is going to kind of diffuse the tension or the pressure of the situation, but at least you have Kenny S, you have Shocks, you have guys who can kind of reverse things just by incredible plays that they can make. And that's what you're hoping for as G2. And look at Liquid's just calling. This is a perfect call. It's a blind call out of spawn. They obviously haven't scouted anything. They're going to hit this B bomb site. It's just Kenny. This is where you would need him to shine. This is where you want him to have one of his moments, but they're already up and wrapped around him so quickly.
Save. Sharks. Oh, he wins that fight. In spite of the aim punch, but I don't know if it makes sense to try and do this. Nitro getting a little bit baited out. Still got a pretty good position, and he's going to be taking down Amanek.
Now you have to save. That flank was maybe the one strength you had, but because Liquid takes that bomb site so easily and so quickly, he's very far back. Keeps a lot of space between himself and that flank. He could have retreated if he ever felt like he was in danger, and G2 have to back away and fight another day. Shocks will be able to drop an AWP. He's got 4,700.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Chad for showing us exactly the round that G2 were just doing. In the pregame, because that is the kind of aggression that he was talking about, and as you said, Liquid, either they were also watching Chad's segment and thinking, hold on, if they do that round, we're just going to be...
Well, that's what's so wild, is I wonder if that's like a call to kind of try and avoid something along those lines, or if they're just trying to mix things up, but I mean, they called it at the absolute perfect time, and they didn't even spread out across the map to kind of discover any kind of tell. They just went for it right from spawn.
Yeah, because obviously there are different ways that you could do that, but a blind call definitely working out well for them. 8-2 now as Liquid are looking, well, they were looking great already on Dust 2, looking almost unstoppable now. Best of 5, of course, but you don't want to start being down 2-0. That's hard. That's really tricky. How often have we actually seen full comebacks? I think like once or twice or something.
Not very frequently, yeah.
It almost never happens.
I wouldn't know the exact amount.
Somebody will. Peter.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
It's definitely someone from HLTV. Well, Liquid, after that blistering rush towards the B bomb site in the previous round, this time they take it slow. They've cleared out stairs. Elige and Twist working together to clear out bathrooms as well. Ooh, that flashbang is perfect. Oh, that timing is so good for Stewie. He's found an opening on Jax, and even Lucky has to be very cautious in how he retreats, but they're going to go back for it. Second player meets up. Stewie is still aware of the possibility. Spam coming through as well. Nice coordination between Stewie and Naf. That's also what the analysts talked about. Liquid, so rare that they get caught with their pants down. They know exactly if they're seeing that push. Naf's at a completely different part of the map than Stewie, but they're still working together. Contingencies, everything they encounter.
Yeah, I mean, the setup between that grenade and the door, that was beautiful. That's the kind of art that we really like. 25 seconds now. Kenny, we talked a lot about him and his AWPing. Now is going to be the test, and he's not even going to be up to it. Nitro will take him down. Ready for it. Amanek in the corner, 15 seconds. He does get one more kill, and that's maybe going to delay things. That's the bomb. Oh no! 10 seconds here. Liquid, they had it all lined up, but now Shox, a single kill will do it, and he's going to be flanking around, going for the bomb plant, but he does go down in the last second, and Lucky's going to be the save of the round. Wow.
I don't think it clicked fast enough that the bomb actually did get planted. That was right on the edge. That's a very nice triple kill from Almanek. I think Nitro thought he was inside of bathrooms. He took just a blind spam shot and just started moving forward. He did not realize that he was at that corner. A third round for G2.
Amanek saving the round here. 10 seconds.
Yeah, the time not being friendly. Nitro in another situation probably waits and is patient for Elige to turn that corner. But with the time running down, felt his hand was forced. Deep Molotov from the CT side, and plenty of nades being thrown to deter Kenny. That's a big win for Jax and Lucky. A double peek through Monster. They're going to find Naf.
I'd say as a minimum right now, and it won't be easy, but 8-7. That kind of a scoreline. G2 still obviously in it. 10,800 on Naf, 11,000 on Twist. They have such a bank to work with here. Lucky going to be picking up the kill. The grenade, he's probably going to be going down, but still. Oh, that's a turnaround for Twist. He gets the headshot on Jax. They were stood on top of each other inside of that tunnel, and now G2 really need to think this through. They've got the 2 vs 3. They got a massive health advantage. They have a Molotov and a couple of kits and everything. They're going to go down. Oh, actually does burn behind there, so that forces Nitro to fall back a little bit. There's still a 2-on-3 in Elige, finding the perfect time to take down Amanek. It's all on Shox, and he's down on the low ground here, but they are just scattered. Staying hidden. He's going to get the 1 kill. If he goes quick to check the tunnel, he has a smoke. He can block that off. Maybe this can still work. He's going to put it on top of the bomb instead. And now he's waiting for it. He wants to see if he can fake them out. Gonna go.
The bomb's not planted for them to spam through. I don't know if they realize this. They're going to have to be dedicated. Elige goes out first, gets the kill. Nitro, he has the op.
Yes, he does. How do you shoot for the smoke? Shox now up at the high ground. Oh, he called the bluff. Nitro coming back in with the Glock and now turning around. I don't think there's going to be time for it. That is close for Shox, but it is not going to be close enough. They called the bluff right at the end.
Well, it took so long for him to clear out that first player, and a lot of time, and that smoke starts dissipating, and then he just panics. I mean, maybe not even panics. He just knows he can't get the defuse. I don't know how they find the kills needed when required. Great shots from Twist. Those were the 2 kills that opened up the entire bomb site, and that was a huge advantage for G2 in that round that they let slip away. 9-2-3 in the favor of Liquid. Kenny S once again. Trying to find something early on for his team. He hasn't created much for them just yet, but look at this play. Look at Almanek being aggressive. Elige not blind.
No, and that was cold. They saw that, Liquid. And now it feels like G2, whereas we love aggression, CT side aggression, but now it feels like they're doubling down on it. They're sort of trying to force the issue.
Kenny S is 1-5 in the opening duels that he's run into on this map.
Yeah, that really can't be happening. Around the corner, Shox there to back it up, but they're going to lose Lucky in the meantime, so still a 3-on-3. And Shox, he's being very aggressive. The M4 headshot will leave Twist at 10 health.
Ooh, Jax is in a point of danger, though. I wonder if that was heard. I think Stewie...
No.
They did not hear that. Oh, this is a perfect play. Stewie's jumping right down, goes for the fight. He had to commit to it. Smoke is going to make this even more awkward. How do you get through this now? He's close. Oh, that smoke is confusing somehow. They make it look easy, and it's all Kenny S. He struggled in openings, but if he can close here, that would be a monumental amount of impact for G2. Maybe get them back into this game, but they're waiting for his peak. The Molotov forces him into the open. He's been tagged. He's been slowed down. Where's the peak?
He turns for the flashbang. He's walking all the way close. I don't think they know that yet. And now they definitely know. They hear the thunder of that AWP, and they're going to double team him. Forget about the bomb and shut him down instead. That is actually very smart. 10-3, and Liquid is finding all the answers.
Yeah, Liquid was looking for that double peak. That was the fight they wanted to take. 10-3, a huge lead, and more importantly than the scoreline, Liquid is just making all the right decisions. 10-1 run.
It's hard to criticize that, isn't it? I can't really think of anything that we could point to for Liquid right now.
No, but I mean, as impressive as G2 has been at this event and as exciting as they've been, we knew coming into this matchup it was going to be, you know, a really tough battle for them, and we just knew, especially in a best-of-5 format, there are just going to be maps where they're outclassed on. This seems to be one of them.
Am I correct in saying as well that if Liquid win this, then they need to win one more for the Intel Grand Slam?
Correct. This would put them at 3.
Ooh.
They have, what, DreamHack Masters, IEM Sydney. They would have Pro League Finals, and then they would be in Chicago and Cologne.
Yeah. Wow. That's...
Now, where it really gets spicy is if they make it to the Grand Finals in Cologne, whoever they face against there will have the chance to get the $100,000 bonus for putting a stop and denying them the Grand Slam title.
You're right. And not that we have to get off track, but looking at the team lineup for Cologne, wow.
Yeah, might as well be a major.
Yeah, well, that's going to be really something, isn't it? 40 seconds left. Liquid running the clock kind of low. They didn't really do that a lot on Dust 2. They were happy to push a bit earlier, but they don't mind it here. They're right in front of the A-bomb site. Naf somehow getting caught there. Probably, you know, a little bit sleepy for waiting the whole round. 30 seconds, and Shox not being allowed to fall back, and that's going to be a big problem here. Bomb going to be going down once again. Amanek getting caught by Elige.
Liquid is so ready for these flanks. They suffered a lot to him on Dust 2, but now, as soon as they're taking bomb sites, one player is just spinning, and you can see, I think earlier in the half, you might see G2 saving this situation, but they need the rounds. They need the rounds so badly, and it's just not coming, so they have to try and fight for everything. And because of that, everything is taken from them.
Well, there it is, Moses. The red, white, and blue flying in, down here in France.
It's a beautiful sight.
Those guys in the front row, right in front of Liquid. They made the right choice coming in, Moses. I'm not gonna lie. They had a you know, I say, you know, a bit of a risk. People who are going to be booing at you, all the rest of it, but right now they're getting paid off in full. 11-3, and moving into round number 15 here. Last of the half, and for G2, this is. It's a disaster.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Kenny was spotted. He was blind. Nitro's... Oh, no! What is up with all these flicks? Nitro had no business surviving that. Amanek has got to be so sad.
Yes. I mean, I don't know why we've had so many of them this tournament, but I'm not going to... You know, I'm not going to wish that it goes away. It is entertaining.
If you're a Liquid fan. G2, not so much.
Yeah, if you're on the receiving end, that's bad news. Naf setting up for a smoke down here. Might just run the other way. He's going to commit to it. Fair enough. All the way onto the site. And actually, Stewie.
It's a nice...
timing is absolutely everything here, but Shox expecting to catch someone on the stairs and not that far up.
Liquid just has so much luxury. You'll notice now that they're slowing things down because they realize the situation that G2 is in. No matter what's happened, You know, ever since Liquid has slowed it down, like every single round for G2 is just like we have to buy what we can because we need the rounds. And Liquid know that, and Liquid also realize because of that, there's not going to be a whole lot of utility. So the slower you play it, like the least utility you have to go up against when you try and take a bomb site. A couple good kills for Jax right at the end is going to mean he's going to upgrade the weapon, and he's actually going to try and go for that now because of this. But Naf just waiting patiently.
Still, end of the half, I mean, should have had to do something, I guess. 12-3 in favor of Liquid. First half of the second map, a very, very strong opening. We'll see how it goes. Second half, we can come back after the break. Don't go anywhere. And we're back once again. It's G2 and Team Liquid here for the Pro League Grand Finals. And it's been a really, really rough second map so far for G2. Team Liquid are up 12-3 in the first half. That was on the T side as well on Overpass. So it's going to be very hard for them to bring it back if they even can at all.
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced that they can. This is, we'll see. It's all going to start with a pistol, and they've at least been able to win those relatively consistently.
Make your money back.
Yeah, the odds are, I don't know. They don't say anything promising about G2, and here we go. B-Rush, essentially, but that's a good opening kill. Lucky to find that onto Elish, going to continue forward, but now Twist gets a double kill, adds a third to it. And Liquid, they want to shut it down. They want to get to the third map.
Quickly as well, you know. No one's stopping for like ice cream or anything like that. They're just down the road.
Listen, you can stop for ice cream on the way to the after party.
That's a good point. We are in France. Beautiful here in southern France as well. So you know you could even be justified, Moses.
Yeah, the sun goes down very late here. You notice that?
Yes, I definitely do.
Not that we'd ever seen it. We're here casting Counter-Strike.
I don't know. You were telling me in the break, Moses, you thought it'd be easy comeback for G2. Tell me, tell me how.
Okay. Well, I mean, the first thing is you need Kenny. That's the start. He's been an absolute rock for this team, so consistent throughout this event. He's really struggling here on Overpass. 4-13. He hasn't been great in the opening duels. That's been a really tough part. Liquid's had his number, plenty of times. He's only got 28 ADR as well.
Yeah, so he really took a break after that first map.
And until he comes back, I mean, there's not really a point to talking about the rest of the things that G2 would need, because you have to have your star players. You have to have your consistent players. There's a flashbang for Elise to take a peek. Nitro with the flash assist.
Well, they're going to be walking in that tunnel. Stewie, though, good position with the M4. Get a kill, fall back down. They can't really chase you.
See the shadows.
See the shadows, yeah. And now they build it all up like this. Might not even be working out. Still, not a bad position. He's going to get the one kill there. And maybe a bomb plant if they're really quick about it.
No. Twist was hiding in the dirty water, and he just pushed forward immediately upon Stewie getting a kill. And is able to put the bomb back on the ground. So it's just Jax. He has that AK-47, the one that they invested in, and it hasn't fired a bullet yet in this round. So that's not ideal.
No, once you bought the bullets and the gun as well, you know. Last part is the that's the whole setup, isn't it?
Is the shooting, yeah. You've got everything you want.
Good job, cameraman, finding a little bit for us. Nitro gonna win it. There was really no way. The time,
yes.
The fact that he didn't have the bomb, he was locked in. There's a lot of bad things happening all at once. 14-3. We need we need people that are more positive than you and I, Moses, to come up with a way that this could work. Who do we know that's like that imbued with like happiness and positivity? I'm thinking like GDK maybe, or Nifty. I've never seen Nifty not be happy.
Yeah.
So
Sean's pretty positive as well.
Sean, yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever heard Sean say a negative
That's
thing.
true.
He's a believer to the end. You know what you really do need? I mean, it's on Reddit right now, and we've all seen it plenty of times, that inspirational speech, the pregame speech from Shox.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that going.
They need that.
What if Shox just like played it on his phone and just put it up to the microphone and just called all 4 timeouts?
She says, I can't do better. Can't do better than that. Yeah, what a position to be in. Of course, best of 5 means that's the bonus, isn't it? If you have a map like this, then you've got like 1 more life left, but it still won't be easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can say that if you were to go 1-1, if you'd won Dust 2, right? But yeah, a map like this and you're down 0-2, gonna be a rough path for G2 either way. Lucky going for the entry, just narrowly misses the shot. Stewie comes back for more. He finds a second. Racks up some bonus money, and as you can see, G2 investing in every single round, but the trades aren't there. Stewie likely to go down here, but Nitro with the backup inside of the stairs. Bomb dropped on the landing, and Shox in a 1 versus 4 of his own, but he can't even get a bullet off. So 15-3, Liquid with 12 chances to close things out. I think they just do it right here, but finally you'll see some more powerful weapons come out for the French.
Yeah, Moses, what do you... I feel like she wasn't cheering 1 more round, surely. She had a Liquid jersey on, right?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
I have faith. All 4 of them chanting 1 more round. 15-3. And Naf's got the opening kill. Another good start in a round for Team Liquid. Finding that frag at Nitro, just tapping away, and he's gonna get out of there. About half HP, and so much aggression from Team Liquid. They're just so confident.
They really are. This is just a truly awe-inspiring performance for Team Liquid.
Now, what kind of sucks for G2 is maybe at this point, the one case you could make for a comeback is if Liquid gets a little crazy and just starts having a little bit more fun instead of staying focused, instead of playing fully serious and disciplined. But that's exactly what Team Liquid did yesterday against Mousesports on Nuke. So I imagine they had a conversation after that game and said, let's not ever do that again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Shocks in a 1 versus 3 to try and, I don't know, push it a little bit further. It doesn't seem likely. And there's a further problem, further complication here, Moses, that we can't really brush over. It's the fact that the third map is Nuke. Looking at chat, I know that's already making you upset. That's going to be that's going to be an issue. 35 seconds here for Shocks, and he's picked up the bomb. It's a progress of a kind.
Listen, they did display some weakness on Nuke yesterday, so at least there's that, even if it was, a little bit of a strange situation. But
it was.
If you're grasping at everything right now, if you're G2, I believe Shocks is still the winningest clutch player in terms of 1vx situations.
Could well be. This would be one for the history books. He's going to be walking in, gets a headshot on one. 10 seconds left. He's going to go straight for the bomb plant, but they're going to be right on top of him. There is no way out but death. It's going to be 16-3 as Liquid pick up map number 2 of the grand finals here, the ESL Pro League. And this is a performance unlike almost any we've seen before on this map, especially in the grand finals.
Yeah, what a blistering pace, which is good to see from Team Liquid, because we've seen them win some narrow trophies. At Sydney was a tough task for them. Fnatic taking them to all 5 maps. Here at Pro League, doesn't look like G2 can match the same effort. What a performance on Overpass. And it was a team performance. Twist and Nitro, 19 kills each. We're heading to a break, and then we'll hear from the analysts, and then we'll get on to Nuke.
deliver. It was a really lacking affair there on their side of Overpass. And it's actually Liquid that gets it done. Welcome back to the ESL Pro League Season 9 Finals, everyone. We need to break something down here because there wasn't a whole lot to look at from the G2 side, but perhaps we have something that you can take a look at. And with that, we have Chad. Do it.
Liquid just took G2 to school here, and we looked at those aggressive moves just before. Now, I want to point out a couple more. Look at the scoreline, 7-2. This aggressive play should have come in much earlier from the G2 roster. You're going to see an aggressive push coming out. We'll highlight this area. That's where Amanek's going to be pushing, and 2 players were pushing up long to be more like a sleeper cell, ready to push out late and trade off of him. But meanwhile, the rush is just coming in towards the B bomb site. Kenny S isolated on the bomb site alone. He's about to be overwhelmed. As soon as he dies, this round is essentially over. We have another example of this as well here. They've gone aggressive again. Amanek pushing on his own with Kenny, up and close and personal. They get flashed off the line. Let's just highlight this. A flash is about to come in. Look at this. 2 players right here, completely blind. That's going to allow one member to push in here into Playground. You're going to see that happen any second, but Amanek continues to push anyway. So he's going to come forward with the UMP. This is a desperate move. They're 9-3 down. They're getting absolutely destroyed right here. Elijah's ready for it. He dies, and this is too little, too late from the G2 roster. They didn't learn from last time, Trace.
No, they certainly didn't. There was absolutely nothing learned here except for the schooling that G2 was given there by Liquid. Guys, why was it so rough? Maniac, I'm looking at you. You're shaking your head in disappointment.
No, not a disappointment. I actually think Chad is a genius because he pointed out absolutely what was important. The score line, the aggression from G2 was reactive. G2 was being on the offense because they couldn't find solution. They were trying to take back the game. But when you do that, what happens is your opponent, they know it's going to happen. It's not the same as surprising them. You are on the back foot, you're on the defense, you're on the boxing match, and you're getting, left and right. That's not how it's supposed to be. You look at the opening frags, 14-5 for Liquid, and they started on the T side. Ouch. I mean, G2, they had the idea, okay, but just the execution was just not here.
Would you happen to agree, Jacob? Because I know there's not a whole lot of defense that can be given to G2 at this time, but I would love to hear what you've got to say.
No, I would definitely agree. I mean, it's always a problem when you find yourself being reactive instead of proactive, and I think that's a problem. We did highlight Kenny S as well. He's been playing hearts out so far in this tournament. I called him out. I wanted him to be more involved in the opening duels. He was. The problem for him, he was losing all of them this game. He was 1 for 7, and that's simply not good enough when you're supposed to be the MVP for your team. So individually speaking, G2 didn't show up. They didn't have the game plan in order to deal with Team Liquid, and I think we got to see right here and showcased pretty well what a beast Liquid can be. When they're playing at this level, not even Astralis would have been able to deal with this, I think. And that's, just a victim for G2 right here.
Well, what is Astralis dealing with these days, Jacob?
That's a good question, Trace.
Sorry, man. You kind of put yourself up for that one. Look, we're going to keep the show rolling here because...
Cloud9 won a major, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I guess Astralis won a couple. Anyway, I know where this joke's going. Don't need to hear that because there is no Astralis today. And hell, there's definitely no Cloud9 today. What we do have is still a Liquid that are just 1 map away from grabbing this entire tournament, grabbing the big Season 9 trophy, and punching one more ticket there into the Intel Grand Slam. This young man, young, youthful Stuart 2K, Jackie Yip.
Worth noting is that he didn't, have a hearts-out game. He was not by far the best playing player right here, but he still had a lot of impact, and that's, a theme that goes for Stuart 2K these days. He can have games where he's maybe only +1, +2 in kill death differential. But in this game, he was 4 for 5 in the opening duels, and that's what Stuart 2K does. Even when he's not playing up to his best, he still had a lot of impact for Team Liquid.
I agree, and you also have to consider when you win 16-3 and everyone is pretty much between +1 and +10, that's just a team victory. There was no one really on the side of Liquid that just destroyed or took the game over. The team was better than G2. It was a team effort, and a team lost on the side of French.
Well, unfortunately, we won't be able to talk to the entire team, but I do have one gentleman that has had a spicy series of tweets coming into this one. So we're going to catch up with Stewie 2K. He's down there with James Banks.
Victory in Game 2. They only need 1 more map to get the job done. Stewie, first thing I want to start with here is, on the Game 1, it was starting to get a little bit scary with you. You were looking very kind of angry and upset with yourself. What was going on? Were you just starting to feel the pressure?
Not the pressure. I missed an easy op shot, and they only had 2B, and that really costed us around. I feel like that's not me. I feel like I hit those shots easy all the time, and we know they're trying to abuse us to B, and one round they just walk through the smoke, and they're showing their balls. They're here to play the grand finals. They have nothing to lose. They're here, to do what they got to do, and that's it. I feel like I can perform better and do more for the team to make it easier for us, but that's about it.
Now, you said they showed their balls, but it looked like you just ripped their balls away from them in this game. We're going into Nuke on the 3rd map. It is a game that we can see go either way kind of thing. When it comes to it, you won out last time. You guys seem to be on a roll. Is there any concern that you're not going to take this 3-0 now?
Nuke's been a rough map for us lately. We've been practicing it in the past, but we slowed down on it a little bit. It's always been a map that, we won't pick, but we'll play it. We know how to play it, and we're pretty good on it too. But, we didn't show a good face yesterday against Esports, but we're going to show a better face today for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to see it, Stu. Thank you very much for your time. Go and enjoy it with the team. We're going to go back to the desk, and let's see if Liquid can get this 3-0 and go balls deep.
Right. Always has to be about balls, I suppose. That's just general sports conversation there. It's all right, dude, whatever. Look, let's kind of just bring this one back in. New map on the cards. We're going to Nuke. Liquid starting on the CT side. And actually, I think in this moment would probably be the best time to get Chad on board. I know he's got a little bit of a drawing thing going on, but in the meantime, let me tell you a little about what to expect here.
Well, if we're talking about Nuke right now, I'm going to throw all the textbooks away, all the numbers, all the stats. It's just about, is G2 still ready to fight or not? That's the only question.
I mean, that's going to be the real question, right? Because this is it. This is where their backs are against the wall. And speaking against the wall, Chad, what does the writing say?
All right, let's get stuck into this. Both teams have fantastic CT sides. In the game they played on Monday, Liquid needed to pull something out. And this is one of the struts they made that worked. Nitro's going to throw a fantastic flash here with a lot of other top utility, and Twister's going to get down the vent. We're going to see Kenny rotate in to kind of mitigate his position, but with the AWP, he doesn't really want to push on in and get too aggressive. So you can see Twister's got down lower for free. Kenny right here has gotten on in. Now, Kenny is just looking in this position because there needs to be an audible cue for the door to open or the windows to break this door as well. So he's picked one of the 3 choke points. I want to take it from this angle right now because we're going to see the other perspectives from the Liquid players. They're outside, they do a smoke wall, they go down secret late. Alicia's going to look after the vents, he's stopping that rotation. While he's doing that, we're going to go into Nitro's position. He's going to go over and clear on over towards the decon door. Naf and Twist, they're taking control of window. Naf's going to stay covering while Twist smokes and Molotovs off towards the ramp position. Once that's done, they're able to pick onto the side as a team, and Nitro even throws a Molotov towards this dark position. You cannot let Liquid get the lower bomb site with 5 players alive, and with that in mind, the 2 players playing the outside site are the likes of Mr. Kenny S. He needs to get some kills, and Shox, he is also helping towards this yard position. So lots of pressure on them to get the opening picks if G2 want to have any chance in this one, Trace.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Looking at this map, yesterday we saw them take on Esports. It was a pretty deadly first half. 13-2, I believe, was the score. Liquid starting on the CT side there. What does that bode now?
I mean, it bodes for hopefully a great game here. I think G2 really needs to step it up. They need to have a great T-side. They need to be assertive. I need to see Kenny S coming alive as well. I want him to be involved in the opening duels, but I want him to win them this time around. And what I would like the most is a competitive game. I think G2 played hearts out on Dust 2. I think they got a little rattled here in Overpass. They didn't have a game plan ready for it. I certainly hope they do for Nuke.
No, I agree. And I said it before, to me, it's not about tactics anymore. It's not about strategies. It's just about being 0-2 in a grand final where you have nothing to lose. So just put everything you have in that fight.
I want you to fire up this French audience, Maniac, and I want you to do it right now with a quickness.
Et vous m'entendez dans la salle? Vous êtes là? Est-ce que vous êtes prêts pour que G2 fasse le comeback ou pas?
There we go. Okay, I think they took that
well
I
hope
to the
they
heart.
just took it.
We're going to take it right into the map, and that is just the way she goes sometimes. Liquid and G2, I see you all now making those clappers go together, and that's what I need you to do because this commentary duo is to die for. It's Anders and Moses, and they've got a mouthful.
Well, yes, indeed. Getting into map number 3, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Liquid and G2 here. 3rd map of the Grand Finals, and it is looking very rough for the home team. Odds certainly reflecting that 11-1.
Oh, yes.
My God.
We're doing it again, Anders. Back into the dually zone. Nitro close up to Hut. They're not going to come that direction. They're actually go downstairs. They're trying to get into the vent. Now that's Elige waiting. And he's been stellar, but he's taken out here. Opening kill to the side of G2, and now we'll see if those dualies can get into prime position. Stewie's going to try and hold him off, maybe just pick one off, but that picked up USP is way too impressive.
Yeah, that was, another bad pistol round here for Liquid. And again, we keep saying it doesn't actually seem to matter that much. They convert a bunch of the following rounds. Still, 3 versus 5 here. I mean, they are just everywhere on this bomb side, G2. I don't know how you're going to find all these players. They're already flanking the potential retake that might be coming down the ramp. Nitro trying to find somebody in the corner, but he's going to go down. And that means it is Naf and Twist just looking for really anything that's available. Twist doing a little bit. Another kill here would mean a little bit more money, but that's it. It's going to be G2 picking up the pistol. Moses, last time we saw the dualies was on Inferno. You said that you'd give up on them if they got a couple of kills. They got 1, and now you're hyped. I need you to no more, Moses. I need you to disavow the dualies. I need you to give up on them. Like,
No,
just let it go.
I think it's like the Og and the Krieg. I think people just don't realize how good they are.
No, like I need you to say it out loud. You have a problem, and you need to say it so that you can get rid of it.
I reject that premise. I'll show you.
Wow.
Investment from Team Liquid. Armor, pistols. The scout on Naf. That's outside, paired up with a Liege. A little bit of damage with the CZ early on, but he's got to be careful with that kind of spam. Not a whole lot of bullets.
You know what got me fired up right then?
What's that?
Shocks. You see him at the end of that? I mean, it was just a pistol round that they were definitely going to be. He was looking really, really fired up. Now, let's see if they can roll this into another win here. They will be opening the bomb side. Kenny, 2 big kills, make it a third to take down Twist. And that will be Elige and Stewie left. I would love a game right now where it's Kenny and Shocks is just, so fired up. We've talked a lot about Kenny being back, and it's not that Shocks has been playing badly, it's just that there is another version of Shocks. Like, there's a level above that even. If we get that in this game...
There really is. Well, and I mean, the last time you guys played this in the Cologne qualifier, 16-12, so I mean, the idea that they're completely out of this map is insanity. Elige, I think they spotted each other. Yeah, there's the spam. Stewie's going to get 1. Can he add the second onto it? No. He does go down. It's a 2-0 start for G2, but they cannot be complacent in this round. They still have to be cautious. Remember, on Overpass, G2 won the pistol and the second round. It was the third round that Liquid was able to turn it on them.
Yeah, that's true. The ridiculous Deagle round. Should be slightly more tricky on this map. Although, obviously, not impossible. We have 3 HE grenades that are being picked up on the Liquid side. So looking to blow up a couple of people if they can. All of them looking out of the yard. They're really thinking about it. Gonna do some damage. I'm not sure if it's enough to turn around. Elige hiding inside. Oh, timing looking good. And he's gonna get the kill on Jax.
Let's see if that puts a stop to this. I mean, they have to be careful, and obviously they know there's someone on the flank, but Kenny's gonna just watch for now. Shocks has already made his way down with the bomb. It's a bit separated from its protection. There's actually an element of danger here again. A good dink onto Lucky. He's got to be forced back, but Shocks and Kenny S are still downstairs. Going through secret. This is dangerous. Twist does not want to commit to that fight. He has the information.
Nitro hiding down there.
Well, this is a pretty nasty setup in the lower bomb site. G2's not out of this just yet, even with the advantage. That's a big kill for Almanek. That's one of the stack busted up. Nitro looking above, no one shows. Alicia adds 1 more kill. That's Kenny S onto the tally. Almanek now with the MAC-10 being aggressive against unarmored opponents. G2 off and running, but they still have Alicia to contend with.
He's got a bit of armor as well. Actually, Twist get a kill. Oh, Almanek now on the other side. 36 seconds. He's going to pull the MAC-10 back out. He really wants that bomb plan. He's faking it out. Oh, and Elige! Quad kill, 2 health left. Again, one of the best tournaments, surely, of his career. And in the third round, they steal it away.
That's so hard to do if you're Elige. Yeah, he had armor. Yeah, he picked up an AK-47. He had the Deagle and everything. But the fact that he gets 4 kills on a round like that, but they're so spread out. It's not like he got some kind of a crazy, Deagle headshots or, a sprayed out of some sort with the CZ, 3 kills. This is like having to find 4 individual kills where the rest of your teammates are essentially just like free frags with no armor, with just pistols, USPs. That is wild for Elige to bring that out here. And again, G2 just... Yeah, Shocks can get as hyped as he wants, but that's got to be so deflating.
Well, maybe so is that for Nitro. Stewie unable to see a single thing. And he gets shut down. This is a very, very fast attack, and they are not going to be slowing down, running all the way into that B-bomb side.
That Molotov, though, missing means that Elige can have a fast flank. He can actually come in, and Lucky's watching it, but his teammates are gone. That means Lucky has to turn around. Now he has to try and get back into the bomb site. This makes Elige's position so much more powerful. It's checked again. Great awareness from Lucky, and there's Shocks in the vents to pounce, and it's a one-on-one. Twist versus Lucky, and the bomb is down in the site.
Which is actually a bit of a problem because you really, really don't want to try and put this bomb down in a one-on-one on the B-bomb side. Oh, the glass isn't even shot out. Oh, actually, Twist is back up again.
Do they not realize that they have the bomb down? Or he might just be checking his flank for the moment.
Yeah, and there's also so much time that even if, I mean, yeah, he could just be thinking, there's no way to know where he's going to go with it. But putting down the bomb here is kind of tricky. I wonder if he's going to be throwing any kind of a Molotov to try and block it, or just, oh wow, he's just going to attempt it. Doesn't seem like a lot, but he could have been shot down already.
Well, he also just got the information. He heard the footsteps. Twist making plenty of noise in the vents.
Lucky. Look at it. Could he steal it back? Twister's got the right angle, right approach, but he still goes down. Very nice position for Lucky, and that surely is a huge, huge relief for G2.
Yeah, it feels like in that 1v1, Twist handed away his advantage. You knew where Lucky was. I feel like he had to have known. Someone on the team had to have communicated the bomb was on the ground up on the railing. Yeah, Naf, I mean, he's going to call it out. This is a great double kill inside the site. Twist just kind of giving up eyes on the bomb and the bomb site and giving Lucky plenty of time and the information needed to readjust into a better position. There's your hype Shocks, but it's another buy, and I don't think G2 expected that. Trying to get out the door fast pace. They've been absolutely shut down. So much damage. 4 kills in the first 20 seconds, and it's Shocks in a 1 versus 5.
And he's not going to get anywhere near close to doing anything. So we're just on a roller coaster, aren't we, at this point, Moses? Just up and down. Shocks, the Kenny, really excited, and then boom, right back down again.
The emotional swings on the big stage, and G2, that was the money that they had. No investment here yet, just Glocks, unarmored Glocks. A Deagle finally picked up by Shocks. He had the most money, Smoke and Nade as well. Probably to blow open the door. Smoke Mini. Looks like everyone else might come in from the rooftop, try and pinch, try and keep the attention of Elige away, but Naf is here watching, and the Molotov on top of the silo as well. Liquid has everything mapped out.
Yeah, they really do. Sharks even being slightly found inside of the smoke there. Does barely survive. For a minute. It's Lucky up at the silo. 1 versus 5, and yeah.
What do you do if you're G2 and like you go and you call Shocks, you're out of spawn, and you're saying, I'm going to nade open the door, I'm going to smoke off Mini, I want you guys to drop down on the roof and just take advantage of that guy who's spamming through, and then everyone goes to jump on the roof and a Molotov appears on top of Silo. You're just like, oh, well, Liquid is just 10 steps ahead of us.
Yeah, that probably feels like a bit of a shutdown, especially if the yard push continues below and you're like, oh no, like now they don't have the support from the silo even.
Well, all tied up at 3-3. The AK's back in the hands. Kenny stuck on a CZ.
Ooh. Hamanek. He's been playing decently well beginning of this map. Catching Stewie, who's 1-1-5.
I think that might just be Stewie trying to keep up. Just so much pressure on them if he gets that first kill and has position. Such a mental block for G2 in the rounds going forward. And obviously Liquid very confident in their ability to recover from this scenario.
Yeah, I really think that's true. I think Liquid might not probably just thinking we have got this no matter what. I think they are. You can't really blame them, can you? Given how they've been playing this tournament, certainly this grand final, certainly the last map, they would have to feel like this is very close. Everybody made their way down. Nobody got shot through the smoke, so that's good news. The bad news, I guess, really mostly is the time. It's not critical, but it could be. But down low here, it's going to be Elige, and also the ramp, I guess, Naf is kind of there. But that's not that much defense. G2 might have actually pulled out a pretty good call right now. Not even clear that Naf could do anything when he shows up, because he might just get smoked up. Elige will have to do the majority of it. He's going to pick up the one. Does go down to Jackson. That's a critical kill. Now 15 seconds. They smoke to run their way in. Naf nearly with a double, even just shooting through the smoke. And now the bomb plant going to get denied with 10 seconds left. Oh no, this is an absolute disaster. They set it all up. Now 5 seconds, 4 seconds. They need that bomb plant, and they're finally going to be able to get it.
Oh, that was so close. But Liquid's right here for the retake. Twist and Naf. 2 flashes, 2 kits. They've got to find 3. Still early in this bomb timer, looking for any peek, any piece of information that lets him know how to get into this. Amanek has a very strong position. Headshot angle on a nap. There's the spray, and he does get it. Brought down very low, but Twist is still here. We know the magician. Does he have another trick? Lucky puts him down. And it's a 4th round for G2 and a 1-round lead.
They almost screwed that up with a little bit of help from Naf. I'm going to give him that. That shot through, stopping the guy planting the bomb, but there was a lot of confusioning happening on that bomb site. People bumping into each other. Oh, man. 4-3. Auto shotgun now being picked up. How do you like that taste? And a double orb. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is an interesting combination of weaponry. We'll see how it goes. Stewie's going to have one of those AWPs towards ramp room. He does like to op in this position. An auto shotgun frequently hit or miss. But it looks like it's going to get a chance to shine. G2 setting up some nades for the upper bomb site. Although Twist being inside of Hut, he'll be able to let him know that the hit is not actually here. Likely, if anything, it might be someone trying to drop in towards vents.
Yeah, that's really good info. Naf with one of the orbs, picking it up. Doesn't actually need to repeat all that much. Elige, smoke timing is really good. And well, if he'd stepped into it, that would have been bad. Shox is going to be going down as well. That's Naf now, 2nd kill of the round for him.
And he just got 2 kills with the AWP.
Yeah.
And if you're G2 and you're trying to cross into the open, you don't have any smokes. You got to double peek it, and that's a great transfer over. Mistimed just a bit. Kenny hadn't quite peeked yet, and Naf is loving these fights. He'll take these all day. He'll take that nade damage as well. Lucky still has position, but not for long. It's just Kenny S, and they were never able to get organized ever since Naf chimed in with the AWP kills. G2 is scattered.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. In terms of range and cover on any Counter-Strike map, out there with the AWP against rifles in the yard. Stewie, so they know about both the AWPs now. They don't know about the auto shotgun, Moses.
Still don't know about the auto shotgun.
Oh, they threw it away?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Free upgrade to the AK.
No, but that's disrespectful. You have to commit to it.
Yeah, you're locked into your purchasing choices.
I'm telling you, the game has a way of backfiring when you do this. You don't want to be giving things away like that.
Nice job from Naf.
Yeah.
Really nice job. Here we go. Pistols.
Only breaking the glass in case of emergency, and I guess it was, so. Stewie. Ooh, could have maybe been a nice flick, but they're going to try and run him down. Actually, they are doing a great job at running him down. A little bit too slow on his feet, and he's going to get... Oh, there's a guy hiding in the corner. This could actually work out for G2. If they don't, Elige, he will check it.
Yeah.
Forget about that.
Of course he will. Doesn't work out for G2 at all. That's a good peek. There's Nitro to follow up. Down to just 2, but the AWP is in the hands of Kenny. They really need this to pan out. Good frag from Amanek. He's traded. And now it's just Kenny. He's got another one. He's building into this clutch. Is he ready for him to be out of the door? That's a great shot. A quick scope in, and he's on point. Kenny's got G2 on 5 on the T side of Nuke, and importantly, that's a pretty tough blow to the economy of Team Liquid.
Yeah, this round actually made a difference in this first half. It's been so much back and forth, and I think G2 must have been feeling very frustrated. This could really be the difference maker. Now, all they have to do is not, first of all, do not rush that A bomb site, and also don't run into the HEs. But otherwise, they should be in a pretty good position.
Oh, they might run into the HEs.
Yeah, well, Chox, that's fine. It's fine. I can live with that. Couple of pistols left. Stewie ducked down, ready to stand up at the right time, and he actually almost catches Amanek. Did catch him, but just didn't get the headshot.
One thing to notice as well, remember, if you go back to Dust 2, the main offense that was working was attacking Stewie in that B bomb site. Here again, G2 have gone towards Stewie in ramp room a couple times. That time, just straight running through a Molotov.
Yeah. Yeah, he said in the interview there he was a bit frustrated he missed some of the shots over at B on Dust 2, but...
Well, it's that pace. It's coming through the Molotov that threw him off guard, that didn't let him get away. He wasn't prepared for him to be that close, chasing him down the ramp.
Well, Stewie does go down. Attempted coordinated push there to get the aggression in. 50 seconds on the clock, which is fine. But G2 still fairly nervous about getting flanked somewhere or getting run down. Naf steals a deagle. Very hard to know if that's going to be significant at this point.
Each of these teams have only played this map once in this tournament. It was a close affair for both of them. 16-13 victory for G2 over the Australian team Greyhound in the group stages.
And yesterday,
Team Liquid with that overtime victory over Mousesports.
that was a mental game. Nitro revealing himself. He did some damage and he's going to be going down. It's Jax in charge of picking up a double kill. And now Kenny just holding that door. Not going to let anybody through.
You got to at least be happy with the AK-47.
Yeah, don't know if Kenny would work as a bouncer in a nightclub. It feels like, you know...
He wouldn't be my first pick.
No. Maybe in France, because of the celebrity status, people would be like, all right.
They'd respect him enough, yeah.
Twist saving the AK, and that will be another round for G2, 6-4. I'm starting to... I don't want to be too optimistic, but it's starting to look a little bit better now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you have to be happy with this for G2, especially after getting just trounced on Overpass. At least here you're fighting at this point in the first half. I mean, at this point in Overpass, it felt like the game was already out of reach.
Yes.
Here on Nuke, they've got themselves a lead and it feels much, much better. That's all you can ask for if you're G2 at this point. 6-4 lead. No AWPs on board for Team Liquid. They really haven't been able to get anything going. They've obviously won 4 rounds, but only 2 of those were in succession.
I think Jax was just pre-firing for the CT that was running out there, but it looked like he was shooting at the helmets that were on the wall, which was funny. Not the case, I believe. Kenny gonna be very, very quick. I like this. You know, this is risky, obviously, but again, you have to do something here to remove Liquid from that comfort zone and make sure they don't feel like they exactly know what's happening, and pushing down like that, that might do it.
Well, and if you have a player like Kenny, absolutely go for it. It'll be Elige who would be up first.
Okay, not continuing, but the crowd are absolutely behind him right now. Just ticking down to the minute mark.
That's the one hard part about this play is, yeah, you've got Kenny and Secret with an AWP, but with that weapon, you can't really go forward. It's not an easy one to attack with, even in the hands of someone as good as Kenny. It's not easy to take over all of Secret.
If he's been scoping out there, I wonder if Naf has heard it. He's playing out in that yard, so yeah. Smoke are going to go up. They're going to try and make their way through Mini. Jackson, Amanek, and that's Amanek with the Mac 10, having a pretty good opening. They get the bomb plant down. Kenny, absolute chaos, and finally he dies as Elige, giggling, diving down the vent. What a weird fight that was. Naf has got a Molotov, and it's a 3-on-3 here to try and see if they get the bomb site back and defuse that bomb. They are very, very slow about it, though. Liquid, 2 of them coming up from the one side, and I think the vent is where the other one is trying to make its way up. Elige not going to get that happening. Amanek with a triple on the Mac 10. That was I don't know what that fight was, Moses.
That's G2's 7th opening kill of this map. They managed 5 total on Overpass.
Okay.
Just to give a little bit more context to that. This is a weird fight.
This could only